Willkommen zu einem weiteren Stream vom guten Glass. Es hat sich ein bisschen gedauert, jetzt knapp 2 Wochen, war ein bisschen krank gewesen mit Mandelentzündung und so weiter. Dadurch hatte ich nicht so gut getan, irgendwas zu machen. Ich war komplett flach gewesen. Und letzte Woche war ich ein bisschen angeschlagen, dann durch die Arbeit kaputt, war nicht so wirklich was los, dass ich was machen kann. Aber diese Woche wird es ein bisschen mehr geben, mehr Streams. Wir wollen natürlich mal weitergeht, wollen das weitermachen mit Stray Gods und auch mit Dragon Age Inquisition, was wir angefangen haben. Und auch so zum Wochenende mal weiter mit Crash Bandicoot, wo wir beim Teil 2 aufgehört haben. Wir sollen auch noch weitermachen, 2 und ein 3er. Einfach mal ein bisschen peu à peu weiterkommen, wann wir Zeit haben oder wann ich Zeit habe. Heute machen wir mal die Hauptstory weiter von Stray Gods. Werden wir wohl auch beenden und nachher noch mit den DLC anfangen. Vielleicht schaffen wir heute alles zusammen. Aber ich weiß halt nicht, wie lang das DLC ist. Vielleicht 2-3 Stunden, denke ich mir mal. Sollte heute passen. Natürlich grüße ich auch alle Zuschauer, die sich nachträglich anschauen auf Twitch oder auf YouTube, wo ich es auch lade und den Ordner reinmache für Stray Gods. Naja, alle willkommen und viel Spaß und wir machen jetzt weiter geht's. Starten das schöne Spiel. Ich weiß gar nicht, was wir aufgehört haben. Ah, wir waren im Turm gewesen bei Hekate und noch mit dem Minotaur. Jetzt müssen wir Medusa ausfindig machen. Ich weiß mal mit Apollo und Freddy, dann gehen wir zu Medusa. Ich glaube, mit den zwei habe ich noch gar nicht gesprochen. Glaube ich. Jetzt ein bisschen länger her, seitdem ich das gemacht habe. Ja. Weil ich was ich da gemacht habe, alles.
Hello again. I can't remember the last time I had guests so frequently. I did tell you we could discuss your memories and the Eidolon more in depth after the party. Did you have any questions, or?
Ah, wo wir Aphrodite gelitten haben und sie nicht gestorben ist. Nicht geopfert hat.
How many times have you died? Can I ask that?
Well, we call it passing on, meeting the Eidolon, and it's fine. I've passed on 12 times that I can recall.
So your name isn't really Apollo?
Most recently it was Lucas. Everyone Lucas ever knew is gone, however, so these days I prefer Apollo again.
Lucas? Seems weird to think of you as a Lucas.
It was weird for him, too. Much like yourself, Lucas becoming Apollo was somewhat of a surprise.
Sounds like there's a story there. When all these memories start to return, will I feel different?
Well, let's see. It starts as dreams you'll have of places you've never been, people you've never met, fleeting images, feelings. Then they'll appear while you're awake. You'll be eating breakfast and suddenly recall when you last ate something similar in the 17th century. The only difficult part is that eventually it can be hard to differentiate between your life and all those other lives. They blend together.
It does sound confusing.
A little, yeah. And not all the memories will be good ones. It can take time to process.
Ja, wenn man so viel Leben auf einmal sich erinnert, wird ein bisschen schwer sein, sich an sein eigenes Leben und dann auch das Leben von den anderen zu erinnern oder die Erinnerungen zu behalten, welche deine eigene sind, welche nicht.
Tell me about this Lucas. How did he become you? Or is it how you became Apollo?
Apollo had taken to surfing. He left the city without permission and roamed the coast looking for... Well, I'm not sure now. Whatever it was, he found it one night when a giant wave took him down. He was drowning, and I thought, this is finally it. But it wasn't. Lucas saw Apollo struggling and swam out to save him. He pulled us ashore, but it was too late. It took a long time to realize what happened. I didn't return to the city until years later. By then, everyone thought I was Apollo's chosen successor.
So no trial for you, huh?
It wasn't easy at first, without memories or anyone to guide me, but no, nothing like that.
Also durch Zufall ist er Apollo geworden. Vielleicht wollte Apollo sich auch irgendwie ein bisschen vielleicht selbst töten, oder man weiß nie.
Wait, what would have happened if Lucas hadn't tried to rescue you? What if no one was there when you...
When I died, then the eidolon of Apollo's line would have ended forever, I think.
You think?
There have been stories about eidolons that survive for a time and go wandering. That's probably all they are, though. Stories. It's not something we've had much opportunity to study, but normally death without passing on is how an idol really dies. Forever.
You said it becomes hard to differentiate your life from the others. How hard, exactly? It'll still be me, right?
Grace, would you say that who you are is at least in part due to your experiences?
I guess so, sure.
Well, you'll have a lot more experiences. They won't feel like someone else's either. It will feel like you did all those things. They will shape who you are now, just as they shaped Calliope and all those who came before her. The good news is, you won't get all the memories. Each time we pass on, the older memories fade.
Und werden wohl ein bisschen verblassen, aber die werden wohl immer noch da sein. Ganz, ganz hinten im Gedächtnis.
Wait, how is it good that old memories start to fade?
We're many thousands of years old, Grace. If all of those memories returned with perfect clarity, you'd drown in them.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean you've all forgotten so much?
Tell me, how much do you remember from when you were a small child?
Bits and pieces, I guess. Not much.
It's the same for us. The further I try to think back, the more blurry it becomes. I remember the important bits, but little else. Some of the really old memories. There's so many mortal stories that get mixed up with them, things my previous selves learned as legends. It becomes hard to tell. It takes time, Grace. You'll remember all the lives you've led, but at a pace you can handle, and nothing more.
Oder wird dann ihre eigene Zeit oder so. Wie die Erinnerungen kommen, wo sie jetzt
That's
klarkommt.
a lot to consider. Assuming I'll even have time to worry about it, what with the trial coming.
I know you were upset about the idea at first. Has this helped at all?
Maybe a bit.
Good. I'm glad. Anything else you'd like to discuss while you're here?
Nee, machen wir weiter.
No, that's okay. I'll see you later, Apollo.
Machen wir weiter. Die war zu Billy. Was sagt die gute Freddy?
Hey, hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Miss Muse.
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
Well, I stopped the goddess of love from killing herself, I guess.
Whoa. Do gods have interventions? You know, they're nothing like I thought they would be. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
Ja, wie gesagt, in 2.
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
Oh, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
Ja. Sollen selber von sich rausgehen. Was zu sagen haben.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
Ja, die sind einfach positiv eingestellt.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were, maybe.
Still might be useful. There's gotta be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Genau.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true.
Ja, stimmt. Die ist ein bisschen angepisst.
You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into a sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
Ready.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9, though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
Hm. Gar nicht mal schlecht.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her then.
Mhm, ja, stimmt. Ja, wenn man das so hört, war sie ein bisschen rachsüchtig.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me, I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost. But also, what might still be out there.
Mhm. Ja, das wäre. Ja. Ist auch interessant, so, was mit den anderen Göttern passiert ist. Zeus, Hades, Hephaistos. Wir wissen ja, dass er Waffen für sozusagen die Feinde gemacht hat, damit der Leute entkommt, oder freigelassen wird. Aber was mit den anderen sozusagen mit denen passiert ist. Vielleicht kommt irgendwann noch ein zweites DLC raus.
I wonder how
Well,
much of the
that's fine.
stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline, Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Weird conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right.
Ja, das stimmt. Welche normalen Zeitschriften sowas schreiben, da würden doch die Leute denken, die haben noch einen Knall. Und die Verschwörungstypen, die sowas schreiben, denken die normalen Menschen auch so, die haben eine Waffe. Also, auch wenn die wissen, dass sie da sind, will es eh keiner glauben.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
Ja. Eine gute Gesprächsrunde. Jetzt auf zu Medusa. Schauen, was wir dort erleben. Was die uns zu sagen hat.
This must be the Viper's Nest. Scariest part of town, no sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone. Well, I'm here now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
Oh, there you are. Man, this place is the worst. I think someone peed on me.
Freddy? What are you doing here?
What,
Morgenstern.
you thought I wouldn't notice you skulking off? You didn't even bring any equipment, Grace.
Was das
What kind of equipment does one bring to a meeting with Medusa?
This isn't a meeting, Grace. You're not here to sell her on your business plan.
Please tell me you don't have any weapons in there.
Nothing that would get me stopped on the bus. Look, you're gonna need some backup in there, okay? Do you even know anything about Medusa?
Ich will jetzt. Sie hat Leute in Stein
Do you think
verwandelt.
she actually turns people to stone?
Let's hope not, or this could be a short visit. Or a really, really long one.
I'm serious.
Perseus used a mirror to reflect Medusa's gaze back at her. Oh, maybe you could use your phone.
You think that would work?
Unless you brought a mirror, Grace, it's all you got.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you know about Medusa?
Well, you know, she was human once, right? And she was cursed.
Apollo mentioned it, yeah.
Cursed by Athena. Or so one of the stories goes, anyway.
But doesn't she work for Athena?
Hey, don't look at me. My knowledge of this stuff stops at a few thousand years ago.
She was once human, but she's definitely a monster, right?
Yeah, one of the worst. But, you know, so was the Minotaur.
Asterion said she was scary. I have a feeling she's not like him.
Then I guess you need to be prepared for the possibility that she is as bad as the legends say. Though some of the stories also say that she was wronged by Athena and that what was done to her was an injustice.
And Athena just follows the rules, right?
Ja, manchmal können die Regeln auch falsch sein.
Okay, enough talking. Time to do this.
You have a plan for how we're getting inside, I hope?
Maybe. You're here to help?
Always.
Then I have a plan.
Ablenkung. Probieren wir nach. Vielleicht gibt es noch einen Eingang.
Nothing in your bag for bashing a lock, I take it?
I thought this was an adventure, not break and enter.
What do you think adventures are, Freddy?
I still can't believe you can do that. It's like I don't even know you. And is this a good idea? What if Medusa, like, calls the cops?
Das ist auch Morgenstern. Hau zu.
She has to know we're here first, Fred.
I suppose idols wouldn't really call the police, would they?
It would need a lot of explaining.
Don't mind the snake hair officers or the statues. Just an honest, everyday citizen.
And there we go.
Hola.
Oh, hell yes. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Time to split up and have a look around.
Suchen wir den Schlangenkopf. Mal schauen, wo die ist.
What a long day, hiding in the light. Such a long day,
Hey Sinas, willkommen.
dreaming of tonight. This sacred bite. Hello, who's that there? You've messed up my flow. Just get your drink, girl, and take your seat. Oh, it's the muse. There are sacred bites, and then there's this sacred bite. So wrong, so right. I'm really gonna hate myself tonight.
Jetzt geht's gegen Medusa.
Before you start the show, Pan said to say hello. That's what he said to say.
Well, any friend of Pan's is a friend of Pan's.
Okay. I hate to interrupt your flow. There's just some things I need to know. I wish there was another way.
Yes, you do. Now, look into
Süße Schlangen.
Can you say that once again? I missed it. You really want to sing, but your silly mouth won't do a thing. It's meant to work that way. I call it the preparation. Yes, I could make you stone, but then my dinner's blown. That's why I've got this other way. Look into me. Ooh, she's looking away. Hey, look into me.
Saw hunger with no end. You lost Medusa. Unless you find a friend.
What I should
Can be
look at me. Just don't look at me.
Athena made you like this.
She was mad at me, so
Well, why was she mad?
she said I'd been bad.
Had you been?
No. Now look
Ja, wir gehen wieder den guten Weg. Wir gehen wieder den guten Weg.
Listen, Medusa.
Und Heimat weiß
She
tot.
hides you in shame, but she uses you all the same. You could live another way. If I was treated like you, I'd be a monster too.
That's kind to say, but you could never be a creature like me. You didn't kill
Kill Calliope. So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
No,
Yes, you do know. You know, does that mean Athena knows?
no. Okay. It's dinner time. You're not gonna watch? Fine grace, I'll take
Just like fate made you, fate played me. Just like
And I won't see what your eyes see when you look at me. Don't look at me.
You think that will hurt me, child? You have not done your homework.
Oh, sorry, just trying to get your attention. Yeah, I've been watching, and
kein
I'm
Thema,
willing to
Sinas.
bet you can't turn me to stone before I burn your snakes off.
Hey, stand down, Freddy. Let's give Medusa some space.
Yeah, okay. I'm watching her, though.
You ready to talk?
Oh, fine, fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
Ja, warum warst du im Schrein gewesen?
You were at the reliquary the night Calliope was murdered. I want to know why.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the reliquary. I never spoke to her, never even caught up to her. I swear it.
That's what Asterion told us, more or less.
But you were there that night.
Yes, I admit it. Ugh, Lady Athena will have my head. She'll mount it on a pike.
Hey.
Whatever you might think of me, I had no part in the Muse's death. I did not even know she'd been attacked until I saw her fleeing.
Warum bist du verfolgt?
You followed Calliope to the reliquary. Why were you shadowing her at all?
I am Lady Athena's spymaster, yes. Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
So you were spying on her.
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
Weißt du, was sie gemacht hat?
Did you ever find out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the muse fleeing. She was frightened, bloodied, dying.
Let me guess, that made you hungry.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
That does make sense from your perspective.
I didn't learn the truth until later. And then it was far too late.
You haven't told Athena any of this?
Do I need to light things up again? 'Cause I'll do it.
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was also there.
Why not? Wouldn't Athena find out from Hecate anyway?
I was not thinking clearly. I panicked. Lady Athena barely tolerates my presence as it is. If she thought I was involved in any way, if she even suspected.
Ja, da wäre Medusa nicht wirklich gut davon gekommen. Hätte Athena irgendwas gedacht, dass sie dann verwickelt wäre.
Asterion said he caught up with you out in the fog. Is that right?
I thought he was the one who had attacked her. He is a great beast of a creature.
He killed Hecate's cat by accident, but this still seems hard to believe.
Yes, I only realized my mistake once I caught up to him, and by then the muse was gone.
And you never found her afterwards?
I thought she might flee to her pretty home, or to the sharp and prickly Persephone. She did neither.
Yeah, she came to see me. Why should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
Right, and not at all trying to cover your own ass.
You presented an opportunity. Oh, to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again. It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have.
Uh-huh.
Well, what of Pan? The only reason I knew Calliope was going to the reliquary is because he informed me.
So much for never lying to me.
What were the odds, honestly?
Let's put a pin in that for the moment, shall we?
I am a monster. It's true, I do not deny it. It's still, I did not kill the muse.
Okay, dann ist ja auch haben wir nichts Neues erfahren. Nur, dass Pan uns wieder mal angelogen hat, aber ansonsten auch nichts Neues.
Okay, let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty muse, I beg you. Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy. I know what I am horrifies you. It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
Kann ich nicht nehmen.
Mercy? You mean like the mercy you were gonna show me?
I am a lost and cursed thing. No idol. If Lady Athena should learn the truth,
Kapap.
I hope you find what you seek, pretty muse. And that we meet again someday. And sing a different song.
Also sie weiß auch nicht.
He knew. Right from the start, Pan knew Calliope was there that night.
Yeah, and who could have foreseen that he was lying to you the entire time? Who, I ask you, a mystery even the Oracle couldn't have penetrated.
Okay.
Yes, fine. You were right, Freddy. As always.
See, was that so hard? Anyhow, you probably have a few questions for Mr. Goatman. I'll see you at home.
Yep.
Hey, I really appreciate all your help, Fred.
Right? I am so good at this. Who needs to be an idol?
Is this where you offer to be my kick-ass high priestess?
Am I not already? Seriously, am I not?
Ready, die Horrorpriesterin.
Oh, if it isn't, the lovely Grace?
You knew. Right from the start, you knew Calliope was there that night.
Well, yes. She asked for the key and I gave it to her, no questions asked. I told you I didn't know what happened to Calliope, and that's the truth. I did not. So I nudged you in the right direction.
Why? Wieso?
Why? Is there some reason you need to know what happened to Calliope?
Is that so strange? Don't we all desire justice?
You sent me to the reliquary because you wanted justice.
Medusa learned that Calliope was going to the reliquary because I told her. Now, before you say anything, I had no idea of the fate awaiting our dear muse. And you yourself said Medusa was not responsible. I simply had to know if I'd inadvertently, rather innocently,
Sold her out? She came to you for help, and you gave her whereabouts to the highest bidder.
I am trying to help Grace. In my way.
What do you mean, in my way? What way is that?
The way where I don't take all the blame.
What else will I discover, Pan? I'd rather learn it now than later.
I wish I could tell you, Grace. I truly do.
No. Ups. Weiter. Gehen wir zurück nach Hause. Mal über den Tag nachdenken. Medusa was nicht. Waren uns angelogen.
Oh, hi, Grace. I can just call you Grace, right?
That's my name. Where's Freddy?
She went out to get snacks. We were gonna watch TV while we waited, but, well, here you are.
Wieso bist du hier?
Waited. Were you looking for me?
All over, yeah. Athena sent me to find you, but it wasn't easy. Yeah, you must have been busy.
Yeah, because I stand trial soon.
Right. Right, that makes sense. Anyway, I guess Athena wants to talk? I can zip us over to Olympus anytime, if you're free.
Kann ich Nein sagen?
Do I have a choice about seeing Athena? I'm not in the habit of being at anyone's beck and call.
I mean, I guess you could say no, but I wouldn't. If Athena wants something, she's gonna get it eventually. She had that look in her eyes, like she really wants to talk to you.
She could always come here. Everyone else does.
Athena entered the mortal world? And now she doesn't do that ever. Can you imagine?
Ewig mal da oben.
How does Athena manage never entering the mortal world?
She doesn't have to, I guess. Everyone brings her everything she needs. And that creepy owl of hers? Apollo says it's her eyes out in the world. It's everywhere. Watching.
So what, she just never leaves the building?
No,
She'll go to the reliquary and places like that. Just never where mortals are. She wears a toga and calls cars iron horses.
ist Nerd. Sie bleibt immer zu Hause.
So this is what you do? Ferry people around?
I'm the god of messengers, baby. Travelers, doorways, any kind of transition, really. The old Hermes said that the transition part made even more sense for me, which, you know, extra cool, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I can connect any two doorways anywhere, just like that. So it's super easy to take people wherever. I don't mind.
Was für ein alten
You
Hermes?
mentioned the old Hermes a lot. You knew him?
Yeah, I was homeless for a while. It wasn't a great time, and he took me in. Everyone's on the same journey, he used to say. Only the roads are different. And then he went on his journey. Man, I still miss him every day.
Wait, isn't he still inside you? Aren't you kind of the same person now?
Not yet. It's only been a year. Maybe I'll feel him again one day. That'd be nice.
You say it's easy, but do you like doing all these errands?
Huh. Yeah, I never thought about it. It's nice to have a purpose. Athena is super sweet, and she has a big, important job. Why wouldn't I want to help her out?
You can't be this nice. Are you for real?
Oh, well, the old Hermes used to say that a willingness to serve is more important than a willingness to be served.
Dann gehen wir zu Athena. Mal schauen, was sie will.
I suppose there's no point in putting it off. Do your thing. Take me to Olympus.
Okay. Oh, when you see Freddie, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the movie. And mind if I say something?
Sure.
You've changed. I mean, from the person I met when I first came here. When, you know, you got it together really quick.
Thanks, I guess.
Ja, also mal sehen. Hätte sie nicht schnell die Kurve gekriegt, muss sie sterben. Irgendwie muss es ja überwinden. Zweite Eigenschaft. Clever. Nur nachdenkt. Diskret. Diese Größe ist diskreter, kühl und schlagfertig. Draufgängerisch. Steht auf Punkrock, fürchtet nichts und niemanden tritt überhaupt Tiefblut davon. Machen wir draufgängerisch.
There you are, Grace. Do have a seat.
Die Eule.
I prefer to stand, thanks.
As you like. You've certainly been busy, haven't you? Everywhere I turn, there you are. Including the reliquary.
Oh.
I'm uncertain how you got access, but even you must have realized it's off limits. Particularly for your mortal friend.
But you know what happened there. That's where Calliope was attacked.
Yet it's not where she died, Grace, is it?
So because she made it all the way to my apartment, we shouldn't care why she was bleeding to death along the way.
You think our judgment was rash. It was. In truth, I worried that giving you time, letting us all get to know you, would make it harder in the end. I am sorry, Grace. You may not believe it, but I care deeply. I care about what happens to you and to all the idols.
Do you really? Let's explore where all that caring has gotten them, shall we? You're holding on with a grip so tight, your knuckles are turning white. But that's not enough, is it? Every idol I've met is either lost or broken, or both. They're all slipping through your fingers. If you actually cared about them, you'd do something about it instead of sitting up here worrying about your precious rules.
Zeus was the first to leave. King of the gods. And we don't even know what became of him. Vanished into the ether. Poseidon was next. Walked out into the seas, never to be heard from again. Ares betrayed us. Hephaestus saved us. Hades was murdered. And by one of our own. The list goes on.
So viele Geschichten, die man erzählen könnte in dem Spiel.
I've heard most of that, sure. What does it have to do with me?
We are dying, Grace. I don't mean diminishing or drifting apart. I mean our immortality is disappearing. Very soon now, the idols will be no more. We are a legacy that spans millennia, dating back to the very dawn of humankind. So yes, I care. I will do anything and everything in my power to avoid that fate, even if it appears unfair.
You feel responsible, don't you? For everything.
I am responsible. Aphrodite wallows in her pain, Apollo in his regrets, and Persephone in her bitterness. Every other idol of power is gone.
So there's only you. You have to shoulder the burden for everyone, like it or not. I'm sorry, Athena. I had no idea.
They won't thank me for it. I know we've put a great deal on your shoulders, Grace. I do. All I called you here to ask is that you please not make my job more difficult than it already is. If you have any other questions or concerns, now's the time to bring them up.
That's so
Who has access to the reliquary? Is it anyone with a key, or...
Does it matter? You gained access, so clearly it is not difficult to get. Speaking of which, I don't suppose you'll tell me who gave you that key.
The same person gave it to me, who gave it to Calliope.
And who gave it to Calliope then? I see.
Speaking of the reliquary, you went there, right? Once Hecate told you what happened?
Yeah, I was not impressed by the delay.
If you had known about that, the night Calliope died, would it have made a difference?
The chances are exceedingly small that you attacked her there, it's true. Yet, Calliope was weakened, which made her more vulnerable prey for an enterprising mortal. One she knew. Perhaps the incidents are connected, perhaps not. I cannot afford the risk of uncertainty, Grace. I'm sorry.
What do you know of Pan?
Pan? That's not a name I expected to hear. been sniffing around you, has he?
I have some suspicions, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Pan lurks at the edges because he likes it there, seeking out whatever profit he thinks he can get away with. Avoid him, dear, or he'll stick to you like gum to the bottom of your shoe.
Ja, der Bann, ich sage, der macht nichts, wo er nichts auch rausbekommt.
Okay, so you don't like Pan much. I get that. But do you think he could kill someone?
We've all killed, my dear. I was once a warrior queen, feared by mortals and gods alike.
Another idol, I mean.
Is that where your investigation has led you? To Pan?
I don't know. Maybe.
I've never thought of Pan as one who would deliberately provoke my ire. But if he saw enough profit in it... Thank you, Grace. I'll add him to my list.
Boah. Nee, Medusa lassen wir mal außen vor. Sie hat schon genug gelitten durch Athene.
I guess I'll get back to my investigation.
I am rooting for you, Grace. If there's another way to resolve this, any way at all, I will take it.
Will you? Really?
Good luck. Feel free to take a cookie on your way out.
Ein Cookie.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. Athena has always struggled in a crisis.
Well, that's a nice way of putting it.
Remember, she was a warrior. When pressed, she's always turned to that aspect, sought to maintain absolute control. It'd be hypocritical to say it's wrong of her. She's battled for me as much as for anyone.
Sterben sie wirklich?
Do you think she's telling the truth? About the idols dying out?
Yes, though I find it odd she chose to tell you.
Maybe Athena thought, who'd believe Grace if she blabbed about it anyway?
Sadly, while I'd prefer to stay in her good graces, I doubt that will be possible.
Uh-oh. What now?
You may not like this, but you need to go back to the reliquary.
Wieso?
What for? Is there something I need to ask Hecate?
Here's the thing. We don't know why Calliope went there, but it must have been important.
Okay, I'll bite. How would I find that out? You think she left clues?
Remember how I told you it'd be years before you got Calliope's memories back? Well, that's true, but not entirely.
Okay.
Those memories are inside you. You go somewhere important to Calliope or touch something special to her, you will get flashes, feelings.
Do you want Grace to go to the reliquary so she can have deja vu?
Whatever happened to Calliope there, it ended her life. All we need to do is uncover those memories.
Wie komme ich da hin? Ich habe meinen Schlüssel da.
Last time Freddy and I were there, Hecate wouldn't let us into the reliquary. Not without Athena's permission.
Okay. Do you want to ask Athena for permission?
It just seems like a radical step. For you.
A week ago, I would have said that breaking into the reliquary couldn't be done. A week ago, I couldn't have imagined being here. My stance on a lot of things has changed. If you have another idea, however, I'm happy to go along with it.
What about the alarms? I'm not eager to have Asterion chasing me through the fog.
Calliope snuck in without setting off any alarms. At least at first.
Well, I'll be following in Calliope's footsteps, won't I? What if I follow the wrong footstep and set them off?
Then the alarms bring Asterion and Hecate, and all three of us do a great deal of apologizing.
Let's just hope that's all those alarms do.
Are you sure about this? You want me to wander around hoping something comes to me?
Am I sure? No. No, I'm not.
Oh, that's comforting.
What if Medusa is lying? What about Pan? We could look into him some more, couldn't we?
Oh, Well, do you have a way we could look into those things without encountering even more lies?
Deja vu it is.
Let's say I do this. What am I hoping to find?
Some memory of what happened to Calliope, even a flash. Anything that gives us something to work with.
And if that doesn't happen?
Make it happen, Grace. As if your life depends on it.
I can really see why the idols call you the cheery one.
I'm sorry, but why is she here again?
Unser Leben hängt eigentlich davon ab.
Is there really no other way? This seems a bit desperate.
I think that's kind of the point, Grace.
There isn't much time left, and I'm out of ideas that won't take more time than we have.
Well, there's always running, right? Grace leaves the city, goes on a world tour, becomes rich and famous. It's just me. Okay, then.
Right then. Back to the reliquary it is.
Any idea how you want to do this, Grace? Because I'm game to help.
Cool. I'm sure we can figure something out.
I can't go into the reliquary with you. Not without tipping off Hecate. But I won't be far. If I get the slightest sense that something has gone wrong, I am coming in. Still, promise me you won't take risks.
Keine Sorge.
You're cute when you're worried.
Well, then I must be very cute right now.
Ugh, can we just get on with this already?
Auf zu Hecate und Asterion. Durch die Hintertür. Ich weiß gar nicht, beim letzten Mal, was ich gemacht habe. Ehrlich sein oder die Hintertür? Ne, machen wir Hintertür. Mal schauen. Ich weiß gar nicht, was wir nochmal besonders durchspielen.
Wait, are you sure this is right? Was that the right door?
You're asking me like I'm supposed to know?
It just feels like we're back outside again. Maybe that was some kind of portal or...
Bücher.
Or maybe we're right where we're supposed to be.
Wenn man alles lesen will, braucht man sehr lange. Man soll dann wirklich schon sterblich sein, weil die Bücher zu lesen.
Then we should be careful. Remember what the Minotaur said? Alarms. Magical defenses.
None of which killed Calliope, we think. But sure, I hear you.
How do we avoid getting lost? It's like a labyrinth.
Oh, it is a labyrinth, but I've never had any trouble finding my way around. Hey, easy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, no need to freak out. I'm a guardian, sure, but I'm not a monster. But, yeah, you know you're not supposed to be in here, right?
I need this, Asterion. I have to figure out what Calliope did here. Please, can't you just let us look around?
Oh, it's just... Kate would be so mad.
She knows you're the sweetest, most thoughtful bullman there is. She'd understand.
I want to, but...
I'd really appreciate it.
I need to bring you back to Kate. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Hey! Come back! Oi, come back!
Links rechts, links rechts.
Okay. I don't hear anything. I think I'm all right. I hope Freddy's okay. She'd better be. First things first, how do I do this? Where do I even start?
Einfach hier
Calliope must have been here. She could have stood in this very spot. Maybe if I just... focus.
Das ging ja schnell. Ich sag mal nach rechts, ja. Nee, ich bin gut.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I've definitely been here before.
Schöne Sachen. Unbezahlbare Sachen. Ei, ei, ei.
I don't get any feeling from that. Will I know it when I see it?
Ein Ei mit einer Schlange.
Is that a weapon? A musical instrument? Maybe it's both.
Es würde versteinert sein und heulen.
What did Freddy say about mazes? Was it always go left? Or go left and then go right?
Und weiter. Dann weiter.
Is this an armory, too?
Apfel. Ah, das ist der goldene Apfel.
Freddy, are you out there? Can you hear me? What am I doing? All that'll do is tell everyone where I am.
Ich glaube, man erzählt sich, falls ich mich recht erinnere, wenn man den goldenen Apfel gegessen hat, hat man eine Sterblichkeit bekommen oder wurde es eine Gottheit, irgendwas in die Richtung was gewesen. Das der goldene Apfel hat irgendwelche Mächte verliehen. Aber ich weiß nicht ganz genau.
They should really charge for tours. It's kind of amazing.
Ist schon ein bisschen lange her, wo ich mal Geschichte gemacht habe, gelernt habe.
I don't even know what language that is.
Griechisch könnte es sein. Ich glaube.
Shouldn't that be in a museum somewhere?
Nimm mit. Kannst du verkaufen. Schwarzmarkt. Bist reich.
This is it. Calliope was here. She was standing right here. And she...
Kreis des Todes. Los. Was an?
Uh-oh.
Oh ja. Wir können darüber reden.
I don't suppose there's any chance you'll put those knives away.
Nein.
Okay, then.
Nimm den Dreizack.
What's happening? Why didn't it work?
Weil sie dich töten wollen. Weil sind die keine Menschen. Lauf. Bewesinas.
Oh! Grace? Freddy! We've got to run! My powers don't work on them, they just keep coming!
Messersticherei.
No, I won't let you! Freddy!
Das hat wehgetan. Ein Opfer, um sie zu besänftigen. Ja, da stimme ich zu, Silas. Die Idee war dumm.
Oh God, Freddy!
Oh no. Oh, Grace.
You summoned the Furies. What? Those beings were the Furies, beyond all our laws. Not idols, but the embodiment of retribution. How did you draw them here? I didn't! There was a big mirror, but I didn't even touch it! There is only one mirror of which you could be speaking. That used by the goddess Nyx to contact the Fates. Using the mirror would not have brought the Furies down upon you. Not unless the Fates themselves decreed it. I didn't talk to any Fates. There were figures in the mirror, but they vanished when the Furies got there. This was no defense or spell of the reliquaries. I do not have the power to summon the Furies, and I know none who do. You should consider yourself fortunate, Grace. They do not desist until retribution has been exacted. But now is when you leave. Pray the knowledge you obtained was worth the price.
Apollo.
Apollo! There has to be something we can do!
Grace, I'm so sorry.
No! It's not right!
We have to leave. We have to leave now.
Aber die kamen so schnell. Wenn die weiter gerannt, wären vielleicht noch am Leben. Ah, die Idee war nicht gut gewesen. Du jetzt noch leben können. Halb 3.
Grace, I'm sorry. I know what Freddy meant to you.
It should have been me, not her. This was my fight, my problem. I'm already slated to die, if anyone paid the price.
And repeat history? Would you rather have died there, passing your eidolon onto Freddy instead?
Keine Ahnung, ob man die
Freddy
retten kann.
gave you a chance.
Habe ich gar nicht informiert darüber.
Grace, is that what happened to Calliope? Was she attacked by the Furies as you were?
Yeah. She meant to use the mirror, but she never had the chance before they came.
The Furies. Sent by the same person, I imagine.
Aber ich glaube nicht, dass man sie retten kann, weil später kommt ja die eine Szene, wo sie ja wieder auftaucht. Ich glaube, das soll so sein, dass sie da sterben soll oder muss.
Who could send the Furies after me? Even Hecate had no idea who possessed that kind of power.
Even in our prime, none of the idols had the Furies at our beck and call. I mean, perhaps Zeus, but he's long gone. I honestly didn't know the Furies still existed.
Clearly someone can do it.
I mean, unless they weren't sent, unless they were responding to something else, something you'd done unwittingly. I'm sorry, I'm afraid your guess is as good as mine.
Ja. Ich habe da so eine Vermutung, wer es sein könnte, aber ich sag's mal nicht.
I know Calliope was there to use the mirror, but it was just feeling. I still don't understand why.
Well, apparently she wanted to speak to the fates.
Yeah, okay, but why?
The fates are primordial beings, like the Furies. They're said to control destiny. Perhaps Calliope wished to know her destiny. Or change it. I'm not sure.
Die ist so allmächtig.
Can these fates really control the future?
They're tied into fate, as I am. Perhaps they're even where my power stems from, or how Hecate's books are written.
So someone really didn't want Calliope messing with them.
Or you, apparently.
Could it have been the fates? Maybe they don't like being called on now for anything.
I doubt it. If they didn't want to answer the mirror, I'm certain they simply wouldn't.
Das ist irgendwie eine. Jemand angestellt wie in der Alarmanlage. Wenn jemand zu nah an dem Spiegel kommt, kommen die Furien und machen alle kalt.
If the Furies are so powerful, why did they stop? They just stabbed Freddy and left.
They're not assassins, Grace. They're enforcers of the old laws. I imagine they decided the debt was paid, whatever it was, when blood was spilled. The blood didn't have to be yours.
So if Freddy hadn't interfered...
Then they would have come after you. And they wouldn't have stopped until they were through. Not ever.
Oder die hätten einfach so einen anderen Mensch genommen. Hier, nehmt ihn!
What are the Furies? They didn't seem like people.
They're not. Hecate called them embodiments of retribution, and I suppose that's the best description. They go back to... well, the time before my memory. I was once told they were created to enforce the most ancient laws.
There are ancient laws now?
Decrees one couldn't break, written in blood. Laws even idols abided by, in the days of old Olympus. But those surely died with Zeus. Even if they hadn't, you can't have broken any. They're not easy to overlook.
Ja, hat jemand sie angestiftet.
I don't know what to do. We still have no idea why Calliope wanted to talk to the Fates.
Why not ask them? You too have caused quite the stir. Hecate is beside herself, and Athena is out of her mind. Well done.
How long have you been listening?
Long enough to know that you need another way to speak to the Fates, unless you're planning on trying the reliquary again.
No, not a chance. We'll find the truth on our own, Persephone.
If you sent Grace to wander about looking for Calliope's memories, you're already out of options.
Enough, both of you. This isn't helping anyone.
May I explain it to Grace, or do you have another option, Apollo? If so, now's the time. I thought not. The Fates will respond to the ruler of Hades, the true underworld and realm of the dead. What I propose is that we go there and take back the throne that was stripped from me.
Is that something we can do? Just go to the land of the dead and overthrow it?
Truth be told, there isn't much to overthrow. Few mortals still believe in Hades, and thus its halls have been nearly empty for eons.
So how do you...
The throne itself is the key, both symbolically and literally. Claim it, and Hades is yours.
But you can't claim it because you're barred from Hades.
By a rule that we would need to break were we to do this, yes.
Ja. Regeln, Folien. Aua.
So if we go to Hades and, find your throne, how much trouble would that get us into, exactly?
A great deal.
It's not as if Athena could execute Grace a second time.
But she's already been warned about breaking more rules.
The responsibility of this will be mine. Let Athena try to take my throne again.
Da muss ich mal im Internet nachschauen, ob man Freddy leben lassen kann oder dass sie nicht stirbt. Da kann ich nicht mal nachgeschaut.
How do we get to Hades? Do we need a key, like the reliquary?
Athena took my key, and the entrance at Lake Avernus was sealed long ago, which leaves only Hermes.
They won't take you.
They might, if you ask them to. So your promise to help Grace was an empty one? Step up, for once, and do what she needs you to do. Get us there. I'll lead us to the throne, and Grace can speak with the Fates. It's simple.
Drakenrisch, bin dabei.
Okay. No need to keep selling me on it, I'm in.
You are?
Yeah. I need to punch something really hard. Or overthrow hell. I'm good with either of those things.
Did you see that, Apollo? You see, that is what a backbone looks like.
I can't. I'm sorry, but this is a step too far.
And consider this, Apollo. Grace's mortal friend was slain by the Furies, according to the old laws.
Her soul is in Hades.
Wait, what? You said Hades was empty.
Your friend may, in fact, be the first new soul to enter its halls in many years.
And thus could leave it. Fine. I'll get you into Hades. But I'm not going with you.
If that's what you prefer, by all means.
It's fine, Hermes. Get this over with.
Mal schauen, ob Hermes uns hilft.
Shall I wait here, or...
No. I'm not gonna lie to them. Hermes has always treated me fairly.
Oh, hey, if it isn't Apollo and Grace, and, Persephone. Wow, the whole gang, huh?
I'm afraid I have to call in that favor. I need you to take Grace and Persephone to Hades.
Oh, man, I don't know. Athena specifically said I wasn't supposed to take anyone, you know? No matter what.
This is pointless. They're never gonna help us, Apollo.
Can I ask what's going on? Nobody ever tells me anything, and you want me to get in huge trouble, but for what?
Alles für Freddy!
Freddy's dead, Hermes.
What? When did that happen?
She was killed by the Furies. That means she's in Hades. Probably. I have to try to find her there. You're her friend too. I know you wouldn't want to abandon her.
Okay.
Hey, cool. Kofferraum.
Signal when you need to come back.
You sure?
Yeah, feels like the right thing.
Be careful, Grace. And remember, the underworld doesn't give up its shades without a price.
I think I can tell her the rules, Apollo. Let's go.
Kofferraum auf und auf in den Hades.
Welcome to the real underworld.
Da muss mal renoviert werden.
Wow. It feels so empty. So lonely.
So kaputt.
It's not completely empty. Neither is the throne, for that matter. A bitter shade named Orpheus has been squatting on it since my exile. I fully expect he'll be waiting for us.
Who is this Orpheus? The name sounds familiar.
It should. His is a popular tale among mortals regarding how he once came to the underworld to retrieve his love, Eurydice, and left with nothing.
Ach so, stimmt.
Hades tricked him, you see, and with Hades dead, the blame has evidently fallen to me.
So he's not a fan of yours?
He is not a fan, no. Not that it matters.
Ja, kann man auch sagen. Das ist ein neuer Unterweltenbau.
You didn't think to mention earlier that the throne was occupied?
Because it's irrelevant. Orpheus isn't an idol. He's just an angry little man clinging to an existence that doesn't want him any longer.
And what are we supposed to do? Organize an armed resistance? Challenge him to a duel?
That's what you're here for.
I'm gonna fight him?
Oh, you'll see.
Fight, fight, fight. Los geht's.
So there's gonna be a fight? Good. I need something to punch.
Don't get too excited, Grace. Orpheus is hardly a worthy foe.
Really? Even though he took your throne?
He took an empty throne after I left. That does not make him a king. Just someone else that's in my way.
In our way, you mean?
Yes, in our way.
Na, bin ich wirklich.
Okay, so there's an angry ghost sitting on your throne. Anything else about this trip you've neglected to mention?
Come. It's time to cross the Styx.
Mit dem Boot. Der Fährmann. Gibt's denn noch? Oder ist auch schon arbeitslos?
The ferryman will come soon. As we are not dead, you will need to convince him you are worthy of passage. State your case clearly and with determination.
Okay, hier ist auch noch. Aber ich glaube, dass gar keine Seelen mehr da sind, war etwas einsam, glaube ich.
I am Persephone, also known as Despoina and Kore Sotiera, once queen of the underworld, and shall be again. No, Corone, I did not bring you any cards. I am not here to entertain you.
Hey there! I'm Grace, idol and last of the muses. Is that enough?
Of course she's a muse. Why would she lie about such a thing? He says he's always liked the muses and that you're very pretty. No, she didn't. Neither of us brought games to play with you, Corone. Stop asking.
Ich glaube, der ist einsam.
Oh, I'm sure we can come up with something to amuse him. See? You don't even need to interpret that for me.
Yes, what fun. Thank you for encouraging him. Let's get underway, Corone. It's a long ride to the throne room.
Nur noch ein paar Seelen in der Unterwelt. Zwar nicht mehr viele, aber einzelne gibt es noch.
I wouldn't touch that. Way too much for you. Overload you. Blow a fuse. Every story, every memory winds up here in the water. I used to dream that this river would rise, swallow the anger, tears in my eyes. Then suddenly I was found alone. I destroyed Hades, but was denied his throne.
Ilia's dead here, isn't it?
Everything here is fading away. She needs her queen.
We're here for Freddy, too.
I killed the king fair and square. They had no right to take it from me.
It wasn't your fault. There was no right or wrong. It wasn't your fault. You didn't belong. If my life was stolen, I wouldn't know where to turn. Candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
Someone's coming.
Oh,
There's
boys.
music floating through. Someone's coming. And it has me singing too. We have visitors. I think we all know what to do. To the throne room. This bard's about to meet a muse.
There's someone singing with us.
That would be Orpheus.
Is he a muse?
Oh, he's so much more than that.
Someone's
We
coming.
might have a problem.
A wolf is waiting in the
This
tomb.
bard's already
Someone's
dead,
coming.
but you can defeat him.
I can feel them howling at the
My
moon.
help.
Don't forget why we came here.
There's a name here
I won't forget,
that reeks
but you
of
can bet he
enemy.
knows someone's coming.
It's about time, Persephone.
Orpheus, I've been. What happened to the music?
I have been waiting for you, Persephone, for so long. And you brought a muse. Hi. Lovely tune, by the way. Can't remember the last time I collaborated with someone so talented. No offense, Benny.
Ah,
To
Benny.
my underworld. Let me treat you to a song. A welcome gift. I have the floor. It is mine, after all. Muse. Any requests? Questions?
What's your problem with Persephone?
Do, do, do. Loop it. Do, do, do. I didn't do what I was told, didn't know that it was all a game. I didn't think that he would do it. Then Eurydice was gone. And Persephone, you stood right beside him and said, what a shame. He was always gonna kill her and you knew it. And I never got to have my revenge. My pain never ends. I see you now. Persephone won't turn my back. Won't turn my back on you again.
Rock'n'Roll!
It wasn't your fault. How are you to react? It wasn't your fault. Now there's no turning back. If my love was taken, I wouldn't know where to turn. Your candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
This tete-a-tete is over. If he's the victim, what am I?
Queen, let's not lose our composure. The muse understands.
Well, I won't comply. I'd rather die.
Corpses in crowns, tangled and trapped. Eyes full of cobwebs, only looking back. Don't you see what I see? Looks all dead to me, you're both the same.
The same?
I like what you're doing, Muse, but I thought you'd be on my side.
The bard is to blame for the hell that he's been in.
Persephone, you're the reason I'm here. I'm not here to give in.
Oh, you think I will?
Can I get this through both of your heads? You're fighting over something that's dead. I mean, you should have seen this coming.
There's no point in reasoning with him, Grace.
Oh, I believe she was speaking to us both.
I certainly wish I'd seen you coming.
It isn't your fault. Hades broke you both down. It isn't your fault. This is a little ghost town. But you're forgetting Freddie. I just want her return.
The candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
Nah.
You didn't do what you were told, but you won't face the fact that you're to blame. And Persephone, you blew it. You must understand each other by now. All of this is getting kinda old. What a shame. There's the door, walk through it.
But I never got to have my revenge.
Our pain never ends.
Our pain never ends.
Orpheus, I promise you now, belatedly, I won't turn my back. I won't turn my back on you again.
But we have been fools.
You're right. Yet, what about the throne? We can't just leave it empty, can we?
Okay, letztes Mal habe ich den Zaun zerstört, aber diesmal. Komm, sagen wir mal. Sag ehrlich.
course
Meins.
This hell is mine.
You dare. All this talk of being trapped by the past, and it was just a smokescreen so you could take the throne? You?
I don't care about ruling Hades, but someone has to sit here to contact the Fates, right?
And for that, you needed to usurp my rightful place? Ah, don't make me laugh.
I honestly don't care what you think. I'm gonna finish what we came here to do.
You think that taking the throne will help you? Go on then. Please, show me your power, oh great queen of Hades.
Get over it, Persephone. You would have done exactly the same in my position. Admit it.
I wouldn't have brought you here if I suspected even for a moment that you might be so conniving. This is what I came here to do. No other reason. None.
Not even to contact the Fates? Or bring back Freddy?
I'll let you in on a little secret, Grace. There is no contacting the Fates. There never was.
And Freddy?
If the throne alone could bring someone back from the dead, surely even Orpheus would have figured it out.
Jetzt wollen sie von Anfang an einfach nur hierher kommen und den Thron besteigen.
I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, you're you. And I believed what I wanted to believe.
And neither of us will get what we want today.
As opposed to your original plan, where that would have only been me.
At the very least, I had hoped we might find your friend's spirit.
Why? We can't bring her back.
Not without great sacrifice, no. No, the rules of death are clear. Yet, you might have spoken to her. I know what it's like not to get the chance to say goodbye.
Hey.
Achievements.
Freddy, you're here.
See, Geist.
Yeah, I've actually been watching you since you arrived. It's not like there's much else going on.
Fred,
No, don't even start, Grace. I made my decision. I don't regret it one bit.
You shouldn't even have been there. I never should have gotten you involved.
Hey, no. You didn't get me involved. I got myself involved.
And look what happened.
I got to be the hero of the story. Just for one shining moment. How cool is that?
This isn't a story, Fred.
Huh? You're wrong. It is a story. And you need to finish it. Without me.
Unsere Hohepriesterin ist tot.
Hey, no.
I guess this is it, huh?
Almost. I found someone while I was down here. Someone you really need to meet.
Calliope? This... You can't be real. Your soul is inside Grace.
My Eidolon is inside Grace. The rest of me... I'm here, Persephone.
This is real.
I don't get it. I thought the Eidolon was Calliope's soul. But if that's true, then...
The Eidolon is what makes us an idol, but it's not our soul. Each of us adds a piece to it as it passes on.
But what about the memories?
The memories are but a reflection. And after the Eidolon is passed on, old memories become a reflection of a reflection. It's why the idols have forgotten so much. You knew this truth once, Persephone. Long ago.
Vor lange Zeit.
I, guess you two were better acquainted than you said. Huh, Persephone?
We parted ways years ago. Persephone couldn't take my lectures any longer.
I'd take them now. I miss them.
No, you don't. Think about how bitterly we argued at the end. Don't blame yourself. Not when there are so many fond memories to cherish instead.
Ja, man streitet sich. Aber ich glaube, wenn es dann jemand gestorben ist, wünscht man es trotzdem, dass sie wiederkehrt. Auch wenn man sich dann immer wieder streitet.
We need to know what happened to you, Calliope. How did you die?
Why didn't you come to me? If you were in trouble, I would have protected you.
I know you would have. But I couldn't let you be drawn into Apollo's prophecy as well.
Apollo's prophecy?
He didn't tell you? No. I don't suppose he could have. It's a long story.
Wir haben Zeit. Wir sind noch in der Unterwelt. Ja, genau. Wir haben Zeit.
I don't know about you, but I have all the time in the world. Okay, yeah, bad joke. But I really do need to hear this.
Apollo delivered, with great reluctance, a prophecy that said I needed to die.
And who did he deliver this prophecy to?
Athena.
No.
Then she sent the Furies after me when I went to the reliquary. I barely escaped. I fled back to the mortal world. To you.
Wieso ich?
Why come to me? Of all the places you could have run to, why come to my apartment?
Because I was dying.
But I couldn't save you. I barely even knew you.
I was wandering the streets that night, wondering if I should go to the reliquary or just flee. And I heard you singing. I followed you home after to see where you lived. I didn't know what would happen to me, but I thought, just in case, I knew I had to hold out until I reached you.
Die wurde ja durch die Furien, muss sagen, niedergestochen, Calliope. Dadurch ist sagen, ihre normale Seele hier in den Hades, weil wir sind ja momentan in Hades drin. Sozusagen der Idol ist ja in Grace übergegangen, wo sie gestorben ist. Und dadurch, dass sie ja durch die Furien gestorben ist, kam sie ja dorthin. Oder hierhin in Hades. So würde ich erklären. Weil sie ja von ihnen abgestochen worden ist, kam ihre Seele hierhin.
I wish you hadn't. You didn't give me any choice.
I wanted to. I thought I would at least have time to explain.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have believed you.
The Furies, they kept coming. It was all I could do just to reach you. I am so sorry, Grace. I truly did not mean for it to be like this.
Why did you go to the reliquary? We know about the mirror, but...
You wanted to annul the prophecy.
And the Fates are the only ones who could, if they would even help me. I doubted it, but I was desperate. I never got the chance to ask. Someone told Athena where I was going, and she must have realized what I meant to do.
But how did she get the Furies to attack you? They aren't pets. You didn't break any of the old laws.
I don't know. Maybe it's something the ruler of the idols can do. But you'd have to ask Athena.
Ja, am Anfang wusste man ja nicht, wer sie getötet hat, Calliope. Aber jetzt, wo wir schon im Hades sind, hat sie erklärt, dass ja die Furien sie verfolgt haben und sie angegriffen hat und sie tödlich verletzt haben. Dadurch ist sie ja sagen hierher gekommen. Am Anfang war nie davon die Rede.
You went to Pan for the key to the reliquary, right?
Yes. He's the reason I knew about Nyx's mirror, actually. He told me about it long ago.
He told Medusa where you went. She, I expect, told Athena.
Oh. Pan couldn't have known what it would mean. I didn't explain.
That's it. You forgive him, just like that.
I'm sure he feels guilty enough, my love.
Apollo hates using his power. Why would he have given a prophecy to Athena?
Because she demanded it. She was desperate.
How did you even find out?
Apollo was horrified after he delivered the prophecy, and he refused to stay silent. And he came to warn me. He was torn. Telling me meant I was locked into it. I still think he did the right thing. Though I expect he disagrees.
Das glaube ich auch, dass Apollo etwas verzweifelt ist, wenn er schon die Nacht überbringt, so nach dem Motto, ja, du willst sterben, viel Spaß. Ich glaube, da wird jeder ein bisschen verzweifelt sein.
What was the prophecy? Surely I need to hear it.
If I tell you, you'll be locked into it, just like me.
But the prophecy doesn't just say you have to die. There's more to it, right? They always require interpretation.
Apollo told Athena that. He begged her not to jump to conclusions, but maybe she was right.
Ich will es wissen. Ich hab's ganz vergessen.
I don't care. I have to know.
Athena wanted to know if there was a way to save the idols. The answer was this. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives.
Ooh.
And I'm the last muse.
And now you know the prophecy.
Du bist gearscht.
I can't believe Apollo didn't tell us about this. He kept quiet the entire time.
He knew Athena killed an idol. He had a duty to tell us.
If he had, Grace would have been locked into the same fate as Calliope.
We don't know that.
Nach Apollo schon. Wenn er die Prophezeiung gesagt hätte, wäre sie dann gebunden. Ich glaube nicht, dass man so einfach kündigen kann, Sinas, wenn man Gott ist oder eine Muse. Erst durch den Tod kann man kündigen.
It isn't fair, Freddy. This isn't how it's supposed to go.
Ui, was für...
Of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud of you, but it's time to go. I never truly saw before how trapped we were, so far from shore. Great at the time, but it's time to go. It's time to go. Deep within my soul, you will remain with me, a best friend through the dark. Gone, you're irreplaceable. It's time to go. It was quick and so was I. I was not prepared to die, but Grace, I choose this, and I know you'll get by. It's time. So many years of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud, Grace.
Freddy, I gave everything to watch you go.
Now it's time to go. It's time to go.
Die Lieder waren einfach, egal wie oft ich mir das anhöre, die Lieder sind einfach großartig.
You've returned.
Ja,
And I see Freddy isn't with you. I'm so sorry, Grace. Did you at least get to speak to the Fates?
No.
Then what happened?
Then we found Calliope.
Calliope, but her Eidolon is inside you. How
It
could...
doesn't work like that. The Eidolon is only a part of an idol. The rest just...
Calliope told us what happened. The prophecy, how you warned her, how you've been lying to us. You knew. You knew the truth this entire time, even when you said you were helping Grace.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Is there more you haven't told me? Did you know about the Furies as well?
No. I didn't know how Calliope died.
But you knew Athena was behind it.
I thought I could nudge you in the right direction. Help you find the truth without learning about the prophecy.
Well, you failed. We know it now.
Then it's done. You're locked into it.
Isn't the prophecy open to interpretation? Couldn't you be wrong about how it ends?
When am I not wrong, Grace?
That's right. Leave. It's what you're best at.
Lauf, kleiner Mann, lauf!
I don't know how this will affect your trial. We could tell them what we've learned. Even without proof, it makes enough sense that Athena couldn't just brush it off. But if she believes you need to die in order to save the idols, if she truly believes that, it won't matter what anyone says.
Then I'll just have to stop her, won't I?
You want to challenge the leader of the chorus in front of everyone.
She isn't giving me much of a choice.
I dare say she has more of a fight in store for her than she would ever expect.
Is that a vote of confidence?
When you go to the trial, I'll back your play, up to and including overthrowing Athena. Calliope would approve.
But what about...
Just so you understand, our chances aren't good. I suggest you do whatever necessary to prepare.
Great.
Die letzte Nacht vor dem Kampf. Wupp, wupp. Raus aus dem Schiff gehen. Fangen wir von unten ab. Von unten an. Na? To App. Wo ist Lukas?
Oh, it's you. Paul comes in, mopier than his usual mopey self, and won't say a word about why. But of course, it's you.
Look, I know you care about Apollo. I'm not here to hurt him.
Uh-huh, yeah. And, why should I believe you?
Because I care about him too.
I guess I can go ask him if he wants to talk to you. Don't be surprised if he says no, though.
It's all right, Oracle. I think Grace and I need a moment alone, if you please.
Oh, sure. Don't mind me. It's not like I was in the middle of anything.
Nehmen wir Chips mit.
I know how Persephone feels. But not you. You'd have every right to be furious with me.
Ja, hat's beinahe vergessen. Ich bin nicht wütend, bin nur enttäuscht.
I'm not. I was surprised, sure. But I get why you did it. I think.
I wanted you to find out about Athena without learning the prophecy. Yeah, it was difficult to help without helping too much. Even pointing you at Pan. I was hoping he could be pressured into assisting more. When I first became Apollo, I was so sure I could help people. Help the world. I ignored the warnings. You have no idea how many lives I ruined before I stopped. I never should have given in to Athena. This one time, I thought that maybe it will be different.
Ja, Paul ist schon ein armer Kerl. Er hat eine Prophezeiung sozusagen in sich. Aber wenn er das eine Prophezeiung sagt, was er sagen in sich hat, ja, werden viele Leute nicht glücklich werden.
I haven't given up. Prophecy or no prophecy. Neither should you.
You're right. You're right. I know you're right. I hope this doesn't change things between us. You've come to mean a great deal to me.
I feel the same way, Apollo.
I guess all that remains is the trial. Whatever happens, Grace, I'll be standing right there by you.
You'd better.
Dann ist nur noch jetzt Marzipan. Dann Persephone und dann auch auf zu Athene. Athena.
Pan? Are you here?
Er ist weg.
Pan! All right then. Guess I'll just head off.
I thought you didn't want to see me anymore. You're not here to yell at me, are you?
No, I, wanted to apologize.
Apologize? To me? Well...
For thinking you might be behind Calliope's murder. Turns out that's not the case.
Oh, then you've learned something, haven't you? Something not exactly pleasant. I see. Isn't that always the way? Tell you what, Grace. Let's indulge in one last transaction. Relay what you've learned, and I'll see if I have any advice to offer.
Eben, that's not. Na komm, was ist schon passieren?
Okay, where do I begin?
Well, of course it was Athena.
Wait, you knew?
No, how could I?
So what now?
Let the prophecy play out.
Huh?
Let it play out. It doesn't say the last muse will die. Just that she must for the idols to continue. Perhaps the idols shouldn't continue. Seems reasonable enough.
Oh, so just let the idols die off. You'd be okay with that?
Did the prophecy say precisely that? Prophecies can be such tricksy little bastards. Frankly, change is long overdue. Continuing on as we have been isn't appealing, and I doubt I'm the only one who thinks so. I'm rather looking forward to the trial now. How exciting.
Der gute Bahn. Da oben. Auf zu Persephone. Schauen, was sie zu sagen hat. Calliope.
Did you forget something, Grace?
It felt like we hadn't quite finished our conversation.
It seemed pretty finished to me. What more is there to discuss?
Why didn't you tell me about you and Calliope?
What, tell you I loved her so you and Apollo could pick apart our relationship and then cast me as the murderer? Tell you I spent 2 years hoping she would return, only to find out that that was never gonna happen? Tell all of that to the one she was now a part of, who would one day remember everything we were? Calliope would not have approved of the way I acted. But then she seldom did. It was so good to see her in Hades, to have her say she forgives me. I just wish it were as easy to forgive myself.
Ja, meistens so. Sich selber zu vergeben ist immer am schwersten. Wenn man kommt, dann möchte darüber hinweg.
You could apologize, you know. We could start over, from square one.
You take my throne and I'm the one who apologizes?
I could go first if you like. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too, believe it or not. Is that better?
It's a start.
Is it any easier out there? Do you miss being immortal, Grace?
Ja, irgendwann, aber jetzt fühlt sich noch alles neu an.
Eventually I will. I'll always wonder what I might have become.
I never gave it a second thought before. Now I wonder.
Ich frage mich, wie oft Persephone schon neu geboren wurde. Das ist aber interessant zu wissen. Jetzt. Ich Schlacht. Was auf dem Schiff gehen. Oh Gott. Warte. Jetzt angefangen.
So this is it. All your new friends have lied to you, but somehow they're gonna get you through the trial, right? I wish Freddy were here. Like a boat lost at sea with no sails, seen. I'll embrace the fire as it burns deep inside, bright enough to guide me, an ocean defied. But as I burn, they've all turned away one by one. In the end, am I alone? Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold water, no star to be seen. In your heart, we remain. You do not sail in vain. In my heart, you remain. I do not sail in vain.
Wie alle Musen abgetaucht sind, ist ein bisschen wie in Avatar, wo die alle abgetaucht sind.
Okay, here we go.
Keine Zähne,
Hello?
keine Eule.
Oh, Grace, there you are. Everyone is already waiting for you on Olympus.
I thought this was Olympus.
Not this office building. My word, no.
Licht.
Welcome to Old Olympus, dear.
Schick, schick.
Is this a real place?
It's the memory of a real place, which for us is the same thing. Let's begin, shall we?
Noch andere Idols. Aber unwichtig.
Brothers, sisters, everyone, look around you. We few who remain fled to this new land to escape the war, but we are not out of danger. I waited to tell you until I was certain, and now I am. The idols are dying. It will not be long before even our immortality deserts us. The time for extreme measures has arrived.
Extreme measures, such as murder. Would you sacrifice idols to save them, Athena? Seems counterproductive, doesn't it?
It is not unknown for a physician to cut off a limb in order to save the patient.
Oh, that's what you are? The heroic doctor, out to heal the poor, sick idols?
I am trying to save us! I will do anything and everything in my power and beyond to save us from extinction.
You'll do anything?
Ich will bloß ihre Macht behalten.
It must be difficult. Feeling as if everything is on your shoulders, and yours alone. One moment of weakness and it all falls apart. You've been doing this for so long, you don't even know how to stop, do you?
Oh, dear child. Why on earth would I stop?
Because what you've done is wrong. If it wasn't, then why not come clean? Go on. Tell them about Apollo's prophecy. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. Isn't that how it goes?
It's true.
If there's any threat to the survival of the idols, Athena, it's you. I'm willing to bet this isn't about the prophecy. No, really. This is about you staying in control.
How dare you!
How dare me? Who murdered Calliope? Who tried to murder me? Why keep it all a secret? Tell them.
Yes, it's me. It's me. Of course, it's me. The one who gets it done. Don't you see? It had to be. You all turn away when I got the fish. Then you cry, hooray, once it's on the dish. That's how we do this. Yes, we. Yes, you and me. I have always cared for you. I'll always do all these things for you. All these things that you are not prepared to do. You, it's not just you. Time to put you in check.
There are other idols too.
You irritating speck.
Aren't you aware?
Sorry, little bird. It's time. Time to wring your neck.
This I know. Once the muse is dead, questions creep. They'll burrow in my head. What did I do? What didn't I do? All this time, you've shown us what to sing. Wisdom, that's what you bring. Is that still true?
This coming from you. You're lost, little boy. You've lost all perspective. You're ready to throw this away, to throw us aside. I'm not hearing wisdom here. I'm hearing pride. None of you see. So it's down to me. It's fine. I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the pain. Think you see it all? You just see a scrap. You wanna make the call. You need to hold the map. You cloistered children. It's time for you and all who stand with you. Yes, you too. Form a queue. Time to follow through.
I won't have you dying for me. It's not how this should work. I need you to see you're lost in a moment, lost in a song, but the thinking's all wrong. This whole
sacrifice, dear. You can live without needing to kill.
So romantic, me and you. I wouldn't wanna be cut to pieces with just anybody.
I was so low, I nearly withdrew. Now I'm here because she inspired me.
Grace, I love you. Oh, well, not in that way. I just meant to say, great
Brilliant.
grace, and I'm with you, or I'm not with you. I'm just, you know what I mean.
Of course, it's me. Because of me, this prophecy would come to be. My Olympus is gone, and you're all looking on at a stranger wearing my face. My Olympus is gone. Now I'm some other one. Just how long has she been in place? Give it time, you'll find even an island drift. You don't notice 'cause it only moves in teeny tiny shifts. There was a voice in me that shouted, Athena, you be strong. Be strong. No cost is great enough. It was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, and now I don't know what the right thing is.
Geschlagen.
Leave it up to you what to do with it.
Was habe ich jetzt mal genommen? Ich glaube, die Zeit ist vorbei. Na komm.
I forgive you, Athena.
Look into me. I know what I see. Yes, a monster. I've met monsters who weren't monsters. I'm a monster to me. I'm sorry, Grace. I'm sorry, all of you. I wish Calliope could know it too. She does.
Ja, das DLC kommt dann direkt nach dem Hauptgame, also dem Grundspiel. Fangen wir mit dem DLC an. Ich glaube, wir werden es auch, glaube ich, beenden können, das DLC heute. Ich denke mal, das wird so 2-3 Stunden gehen.
Are you finished? You've been talking forever.
We're done, yes.
And?
You certain about that chair, brother? You've always said you didn't want it.
I think it's about time, don't you?
Wait, you're leading the chorus now?
Only for the moment. That's what we need to tell you. We've decided to disband the chorus. No more laws, no more hiding from mortals. It's time the idols found a new way.
You're planning to tell everyone what we really are? Isn't that risky?
We'll give it some time to let those who are afraid go into hiding, but it needs to happen. We have to rejoin the world.
This is a huge step. Can't believe it's happening.
Changes everywhere. Would you believe Apollo and I finally buried the hatchet?
Even immortals need to grow up sometime.
And give heartfelt apologies.
Which I should have offered long, long ago. Could you all give Grace and I a moment, please? Well, you did it. You survived.
Ja, hab überlebt, aber sie nicht.
We did it. I would have been lost if you hadn't stood beside me.
I was just trying to do the right thing.
And now you're leading the idols. I'm proud of you.
And you. You stood your ground with Athena and won. A feat even the mightiest idols have never accomplished.
Wasn't like I had much choice, right?
I want you to know that I'm not going anywhere. Whatever happens when we reveal ourselves, whatever comes, I go where you go.
I could get used to that.
I wouldn't be crimping your style? Is that how you say it?
If you're 75, sure. Maybe let's get your vocabulary into this century at some point.
I was hoping you'd say that. What do you say, Grace? Ready to face the music one more time?
Always.
Das Hauptspiel ist gleich vorbei.
Of course you're both here. In my apartment. Why wouldn't you be?
We were waiting for you.
I'm told the concert went well. How do you feel?
I'm exhausted.
Somehow the Oracle has managed to get a recording of every show you've done. I believe she's a bit starstruck.
You can tell her it's okay to come in person. She's on the list.
That would require her to get out from behind her screens.
Everyone here has also been busy. Would you like to hear the latest?
Is there any word yet on Aphrodite and Eros? They left the city a while ago.
Eros sent word, yes. Aphrodite has started a spiritual retreat in the mountains?
Let's call it a cult.
Whatever it is, he says it's been helping her. Being the goddess of love to the world once more has at last brought her peace.
I thought for sure they'd go into hiding. Aphrodite fears mortals more than any other idol, doesn't she?
Hence why she surrounded herself with only those who shower her with adoration.
As I recall, sister, you also headed several cults across the centuries.
The Eleusinian mysteries weren't about shoring up my ego, Apollo.
What about Venus? Did she go with them?
The mortal? I don't believe so. Last I heard, she opened a gallery. Aphrodite's become her patron.
Venus has painted most of the idols. I sat for her last week, in fact. It's made her rather successful.
Wieso nicht? Die zwei, Hekate und Asterion. Wie es denn wohl mit den zwei geht?
What about Hecate and Asterion? Are they still at the reliquary?
Hecate leave the reliquary? I'd sooner believe the sun would go out.
It doesn't hurt that they seem enraptured with each other's company.
Asterion is all Hecate is willing to discuss. Do I need to know every detail of his sexual prowess? I do not.
Didn't Hecate say it is written that she and the Minotaur would eventually break up?
Well, eventually, for Hecate could be centuries from now.
In the meantime, she gushes about her new boyfriend like a schoolgirl.
You should hear Asterion then. His gushing puts hers to shame. I'm happy for them both.
Die zwei sind einfach toll.
And Medusa? I take it she's no longer at the reliquary.
She was. For a few months.
There was an incident involving Hecate's new cat.
Oh no.
Medusa was beside herself with apologies, but needless to say, she moved on rather quickly. We're not certain where.
Meaning what? Medusa is roaming the streets? Doing whatever she likes?
Not quite.
Medusa believed she might not be able to control her appetite, so she asked us to put her in contact with the mortal government. They took her somewhere. It was her decision. The government is grateful. They even suggested we might see Hephaestus again.
Aphrodite's husband? He's alive?
So it appears. Who knows what he's been doing for the mortals since the war, but it would raise all our spirits to see him again.
Ja, die zwei machen nicht die jugendfreie Sachen jetzt. Aber ich gönne den zwei.
Has anyone heard about Athena? It's been a while.
I have. She left the city, as she felt uncomfortable with all the attention on the idols.
Terrified, you mean?
It was more that mortals expected the goddess of wisdom to have sage advice, and she no longer trusts her judgment.
No surprise there.
You don't still worry about her, brother, after all she's done?
I think of her off in the far north, living alone in the wilderness, punishing herself until the end of her days. I know it's her own choosing, but it seems like such a waste.
Ja, vielleicht kommt sie runter und wird sie doch mit den Menschen leben.
Is Hermes
Man weiß
still
nicht.
around? I'm surprised they're not here with the rest of you.
Well, we've barely seen them of late.
Hermes has been busy. They've become a social media darling, or so the Oracle tells me.
The truly amusing part is that they're not even trying to be famous. They simply can't help it.
Hermes likes to people please, it's true.
Hopefully it won't backfire on them. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Das stimmt.
Hermes lives a charmed life. Never fear.
Well, it's odd seeing their face on so many billboards, but I agree. Let Hermes have their fun.
Ah, was sagen wollte? Schuldgefühle, genau. Das Wort für mich an bei Athene. Vielleicht, wenn sie ihre Schuldgefühle hinter sich lässt, vielleicht kommt sie wieder. Weiß man nie.
What about Pan? I haven't seen him since the trial.
No one's seen him.
Should we be worried? It is Pan, and what he does will reflect on us all.
Pan is harmless.
Mostly harmless.
As far as I can tell, he did regret his involvement in Calliope's death. He'll lay low. At least for a time.
He'll be back with some new scheme to make us all groan.
You're not wrong.
Und?
I'd like to know what you've been up to, Apollo.
Other than whining like a sad puppy every moment that you've been away?
I haven't been... Well, all right. Maybe just a little. But mostly I've been taking charge of the idols remaining at Olympus, helping them ease into life with the mortals.
Every day he parades about the city with idols in tow like frightened ducklings, showing them how the world works.
But Apollo barely knows how the world works.
Well, that's what makes it funny. It's the blind leading the blind.
I've also been tidying up the beach house, finding the Oracle a new place to live.
A new place to live? Why?
So he can invite you to live in his little beachside hovel, that's why.
I was going to say that myself. Later, when you were finished and back for good.
No, maybe it would be better if we found someplace else. Someplace we could choose together.
Someplace that didn't need burning to the ground.
I like that idea. Let's discuss it more later, when we're alone.
Yeah.
How about you, Persephone? Any big changes?
Not yet, though I may be selling the club very soon.
The underworld? Why?
I don't need a substitute for the real thing. That's all it ever was, and I'm fine with having neither. That said, I've been itching for a change. I believe it's time to move on to something
Hi Max,
else.
schönen
Do we
Abend.
get to know what that something else is?
Willkommen.
No, you don't. I came by to offer the Queen of Hades my regards. You likely won't see me for quite some time.
You will be missed, sister. More than you'll ever believe.
Fangen wir gleich an mit dem DLC, denn das Hauptgame ist gleich vorbei. Gleich geht's mit dem Aufweis-DLC an.
I still can't believe it's all over.
Oh, it's scarcely over, Grace. Now that you've toppled the castle, it's barely just begun.
Oh, I didn't do that.
On the contrary, you absolutely did.
Perhaps we should leave you alone, Grace. You must be tired from your trip.
Perhaps a round of drinks at the underworld, in Calliope's honor.
I'd like that, actually.
Persephone, could we just meet you there?
Fine. I will, however, begin drinking without you.
Something on your mind, Apollo?
You, Grace. It's always you.
Take my hand for a minute. Let's stop and breathe for a moment. There's so much to like. Now I've opened my eyes, finally stepped into the light. Wouldn't you know it was here the whole time? The courage we need to be joyful is something we'll build over time. I now know it's true, the answer is you, and I will be here for the ride. Yes, I will be here for the ride.
How will you feel years from now? Everything's changing so fast.
We have eternity to work it out. With you, I think it will last. The courage we need to be joyful, something you've helped me find. No matter where we go, we'll take it slow, and I'll hold your hand all the while. The courage we need to be joyful is something we'll build over time. No matter what we do, the answer is you, and I will be here for the ride. Yes, I will be here for the ride.
Okay, das war ein anderes Ende als beim ersten Spieldurchgang. Da war es ein anderes Ende. Aber auch sehr schön gewesen. Fahren Lauf mit Apollo. Ja. Sich Band. Überspringen. Das Hauptspiel ist vorbei. Sagen, auch beim zweiten Mal durchspielen. Macht einfach Spaß. Die Lieder gefallen mir. Die Story ist einfach schön, gut gemacht. Kann ich mir immer wieder anschauen. Das ist einfach ein schönes Spiel. Ich muss sagen, ich freue mich, wenn es irgendwann vielleicht einen zweiten Teil rausbringen. So, Stragos 2, weil man kann noch sehr viel in dem Game machen, finde ich. Über die verschiedenen Götter oder alles Mögliche drumherum. Bin wirklich gespannt, was sie noch aus der Story machen werden. Das bin ich wirklich gespannt. Und jetzt Oh Boys. Neues Spiel. Aber erstmal gibt es eine kurze Pinkelpause. Ich muss ganz dringend. Bis gleich. Jetzt nehmen wir wieder und das mit dem schönen DLC. Neues Spiel. Spielstände. Aber man kann sozusagen ganz normale Standardeinstellungen benutzen, aber da wir schon das Grundspiel haben mit unseren Entscheidungen, nehmen wir das. Das war unser erster Spieldurchgang am 15.08.23. Knapp ein Jahr später. Beinahe. Haben wir das beendet. Oh. Das war schon ein schönes Spiel beim ersten Mal durchspielen. Nehmen wir den hier. Ja. Ja, schon knapp ein Jahr ist es her, wenn das Spiel rausgekommen ist. Ja, nicht mehr die Zeit. Ein Jahr. Man denkt zwar, ein Jahr ist schon so lang. Aber
You're taking a rather long time to make your move, old friend. One would almost think you're lingering. Perhaps to keep the game going as long as possible.
ja, es kann sein, dass bei Vornehmen wo die Züge fahren. Es kann vielleicht jetzt sein, dass ihr es jetzt mit ihren Zug gehört habt.
Aha! I knew it. You invited me here to play so you could riddle me with questions. I see right through you, boatman. You're kind to be concerned, but everything is fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right, maybe it's not fine. What's wrong? That is an excellent question. I never got my revenge. That must be it. I waited 1,000 years only to have justice wrested from my grasp, my righteous fury denied. Too much? Yes. Some of the fire went out of that after the first century or so, didn't it? The thing is, after the Muse took the throne, I thought that was it. I left with all the other shades. One by one, they all faded away into oblivion. Even Benny. But
Nicht
not
Benny.
me. I expected it. I wanted it. Yet, I remain. Why is that? I thought life was really over, and I was ready to meet the end, to leave behind a world of suffering, to make love to oblivion. But I stand here now, corrected, left with nothing and no one. I have somehow been rejected, and I don't know what I've done wrong. What now? And who now? Where do I belong? Thought I'd live my destiny, but is there one more song? Now this, and now then, I will find my place again. I knew it all along. There's always one more song.
Ja, was? Servus.
Hi. You know, this isn't normally my kind of thing. I go for the heavy beats. But it's nice.
Have we met?
I mean, probably a long time ago. When you died. I would have been someone else, though.
Ah, then you're Hermes.
And you're Orpheus. Persephone once told me I should stay clear of you, but yeah, a lot has changed lately.
Ja, vielleicht ist Freddy und auch Calliope auch mit den anderen Schatten verschwunden, aber vielleicht finden wir es heraus. Man weiß nicht. Lass uns überraschen.
Just how are things in the living world? We don't hear much down here.
Oh man, where do I even start? Well, the idols aren't in hiding anymore, for starters.
You were in hiding?
Yeah. The chorus is gone, and I started streaming. I'm an influencer now. Isn't that awesome?
None of those words mean anything to me.
Well, it's really exciting. I'm assuming that's what you were asking about, I guess.
Streamer geworden. Influencer, schmeiß sie raus.
I hate to say it, but you don't look like any of the depictions of Hermes I'm familiar with. Granted, they were all statues, but they certainly weren't dressed as you are.
You mean like in a toga and stuff?
Persephone was greatly changed in the same way, but even so, I still knew it was her.
Deep down, I'm still Hermes. But I'm also me. You just get used to it.
You say Persephone told you to stay clear? Hence why we've never met, I assume?
Uh-huh. I mean, I met some of the shades. They were so nice. I miss Benny.
Yeah. All gone, I'm afraid. Except for me.
But hey, things are different now. I can do whatever I want. And so can you.
I can. I can do whatever I want.
Hell yeah. That's a pun, I think.
Und was willst du?
Well, anyhow, was there something specific you wanted?
Well, I heard you singing, not like intentionally, but I just thought, I can help. Maybe what you need is to get away. Maybe I can bring you up to the mortal world?
You can do that?
Yeah, it's a psychopope thing.
Aber ist auch ein Geist.
Psychopomp?
Could be. So cool, right?
Ich will es auch können. Irgendwo klopfen, Tür geht auf. Ja, nicht. Oh, er nimmt wieder.
What are these towers? Do people live there? So many lamps. There's light everywhere. Such a magnificent sculpture. Is this for a god? Was this city built over a volcano? How odd. Perhaps this isn't the end. There's so much to explore. My lips, they tremble. My hands, they shake. There's a whole new world in store. What now? And who now? Where will I belong? I thought I'd lived my destiny, but we're writing one more song. But I suppose I must go home, back to being terribly alone.
Ja, hast du doch gedacht, dass er eigentlich eine Seele ist. Aber vielleicht hat Hermes irgendwas gemacht wegen den Reisen, dass jetzt ein Mensch sein kann.
I suppose it's time to return, isn't it?
Sure, if that's what you want.
Well, I'm dead, am I not? Surely there's no choice in the matter.
You left the underworld before, right? Long time ago? That means you can again. That's the rule.
So, all these centuries, I could have returned at any time?
You'd have to find a gate and get past Corone and Cerberus. Not that either of them are really into their jobs lately. But yeah.
War toll. Hätte jederzeit von uns weggehen können, aber na.
Wait, how do you even know this?
I told you it's a psycho.
Pope thing, yes, I recall. Makes one wonder why Lord Hades granted me the right in the first place. I mean, naturally my music is beyond compare, but...
I don't know. Maybe he thought it would be funny.
That seems very likely, in fact.
Ja, er verschwendet die Jahre.
I am such a fool. All those long, long years spent waiting for vengeance. Wasted.
Oh, hey. It's okay, bud. Look on the bright side. You're here now.
I am. But to do what?
To live. To hang out. I mean, I know a great place for slushies. They'll even let you mix the sodas if you like that. I got it. Why don't you start a new story?
A new story?
Yes, a new story. You asked what you do when your story's over. You write a new one. Here.
Ja, aber er hat 1000 Jahrhunderte lang in der Unterwelt gelebt. Und jetzt in der modernen Welt. Ey, das wird schwer.
You said here. Where is that exactly? Is this Thrace? Hellas?
No, we're a long, long way from those kinds of places.
Where then? Mesopotamia? Surely not.
Buddy, it's a part of the world your people didn't even know about back then. But that's even better. You get to discover it for yourself.
I don't know. It looks quite thoroughly discovered.
Not by you. You'll get to try everything for the first time. There's gotta be something you like. Right?
Ja, er hätte Hermes fragen können, aber da ja Persephone ja zu Hermes gesagt hat, er soll ihn nicht treffen, wäre auch schwer, ihn zu fragen. Ist immer so, na.
Well, I don't know if you're aware, but my story was the stuff of true legend. I wrote songs that defined our world. I had a love, the envy of all others. Even my death was the thing of spectacle. Which reminds me, are the Maenads still about? They made my disembodied head sing for quite a long time. Most uncomfortable.
I don't think so.
The point is, a masterpiece is no easy thing to follow. Surely that holds true even today.
I get it. Sequels do kind of suck sometimes. But not always. You gotta try.
Das stimmt. Fortsetzungen sind meistens schlechter als das Original, fast Teil 1. Es gibt zwar vielleicht Ausnahmen, aber Fortsetzung, na, die kacken ihm ab.
Dare I ask what a sequel is?
It's when a movie follows up on the last one. Just some of them go on for a really long time.
And a movie is?
There's a lot you're gonna have to learn. I bet you don't even have a phone.
A wager you would win, I assure you.
How do you live? Oh man, we're gonna have to get you one. I could be your first text.
What's your interest in this, Idol? You know next to nothing about me.
I heard you sing.
That's hardly the same thing.
Isn't it? Grace made Athena give up through the power of a song. Corny, I guess. But songs show what's inside your heart. And how many times do you get to see what's inside someone's heart? If that doesn't make you know them, I mean, what does?
I suppose you have me there.
Ja, da stimme ich zu. Ist nicht wirklich wie die anderen Götter.
You're very strange, Hermes of the Idols. I have to say, I don't quite know what to make of you.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Stories of the gods and everyone I've personally met led me to believe you were all, fickle, vain, damaged goods even.
Oh, no, that's still a thing mostly.
But not you.
I don't know. I'm just trying to live like the old Hermes told me to. Life should be better. And not just for me.
A rather novel concept.
Ooh, Neustart.
All right, Hermes, consider me intrigued. How should I begin this grand new tale you propose?
Yes. I was thinking I could show you around the mortal world a bit first. Show you how everything's...
No! No. That sounds like it would take forever.
You have a whole lifetime, right?
I've had a dozen lifetimes, thank you, and I'm quite done with that. No. I fear the time for patience has passed.
Okay. What do you want to start with, then?
Imagine, you are about to read a magnificent modern tale. At its core, its very essence is...
action?
I do cut a heroic figure, it's true, but I'm actually rather shit with a sword.
Good dialogue, then.
One can hardly talk their way into a new legend, can they?
I don't know. Romance, maybe?
Herz vergeben oder?
That's true as may be, but my heart shall always belong to my beloved Eurydice.
Yeah, but wasn't that like a really long time ago?
Yes. Perhaps it's time to move on. For the sake of this new adventure. Tell me, young Hermes, what is the fastest way to find love in this modern world?
Love? Like, real love? Oh, man. I guess there's... that?
Speed
Is
Dating.
speed dating still a thing?
Das wollte ich gerade sagen.
Dating.
Was? Oh Mann, was wird draus? Next.
I'll find a new love and we'll go down in history once more. A true love, I'll find it tonight. I'll find a great love the way I found Eurydice. And I'll find it tonight.
Katzenhorn.
What's up, guys? Like and subscribe. I'm here with
I'm Orpheus.
speed dating time.
Right there.
I actually prefer if it were just you and me.
Do you know how many followers I have?
No?
3. Gonna tell it, Orpheus. What is your vibe?
What is vibe?
Like, what is your vibe?
Yeah, I mean, what does vibe mean?
You're like a vibe.
No, I don't know.
Next.
Vibe.
How old are you?
What a shame.
Oh well.
You really shouldn't be allowed to do that. Don't they filter these people? Still looking for new love, and we'll go down in history. And I mean in books, and not that internet. I'll find a true love, and it'll soothe me like a bomb. I guess next time's the charm. What do I want to get out of speed dating? The most glorious love, the heavens above will tremble in awe and shake at their core. The winds upon the seas will feel like a breeze when compared to our love.
Next.
Let's call that a practice run. I'll find a new love, somebody who will understand that love's a klaxon from the mouths of gods. I'll find a great love, gonna roll the dice once again, and I'm liking the odds. wants to love you.
Of course, I wanna love you like I love Darren.
Who's Darren?
Oh, so you wanna talk about Darren?
Next.
He's the best ex-boyfriend that I ever had. He would have been a good husband, could have been a good dad. But he left me because I loved a little too much. We went on one date, and then I never heard from him again. Huh, crazy, right?
Ja. Nein.
Vanessa,
My name's Sharon.
I just don't think this will work. It's not part of my plan. I can't be your new Darren. Be a new Darren.
You will never be Darren.
I don't wanna be Darren.
Oh, Darren!
Darren! He seems like a great guy.
I just wanna be with Darren. Darren! I'm gonna stand outside his house. Goodbye.
Okay, stalker.
That person has some serious issues. Godspeed to them. Time for Orpheus to forge on and find greener, less darrenated pastures. I'll find a new love, and Darren won't be part of it. No, a truly great love. It's us against the world. There must be someone around here who is wise to it. I'm the most precious pearl. Your face, it reminds me of someone familiar, like someone I used to know. A face that belonged to a terrible monster, a snake-headed gorgon who feasts on men's organs, a creature to pity, but still kinda pretty. What I'm trying to say is in a snake-headed way, you look really nice tonight.
Ja.
I meant it as a compliment.
Ja. Wenn man sie als Medusa
That was
beschreibt.
a compliment. Okay, shake it off, Orpheus. It's only a matter of time.
Einfach so.
You find the one.
Okay.
I'll find a new love and they'll accept my compliments. Once more, a true love, they'll compliment me back. I'll find a great love who has the taste for eloquence. Time for another crack.
Got no problems. Just got bank.
Alter.
Making that money. Savvy young blank. Take you to the Shangri-La. Buy you a bucket of caviar. Let me show you what that money can do. Take you to a zoo, buy a kangaroo. The best things in life are free, but I've got a solid gold me. And if I let me date you, you can have a solid gold me too. You would be good with me because I am good with money, and I would be good with you cause I assume that you like money too.
I've seen what gods do to a man whose ego's overfilled. A little statuette of gold won't stop you getting killed. Thunderbolts as first resorts. Would you like the plague? Turning all your hair to snakes. Rain for 9 whole nights and days. Bind you to a burning wheel. Push a boulder up a hill, but when it gets up to the top, it rolls back down, it never stops. Prometheus thought he was clever.
Gute Nacht, Max.
Then
Schlaf gut.
beetles ate his liver forever.
Und erhol dich.
Good. There is no more fun to be had than putting the fear of gods into a proud mortal. Ooh, look at me. I'm speaking like a fury. I'll find a new love who'd throw away their gold for me. Once more, a true love to give my life to. A rich or a poor love, one that can explain to me what is a kangaroo. What's the point in trying? No one seems to work. And what if I'm lying to myself? There's still a few left. Could my love be there too? And if I walk away, do I walk away from you? My one shot at finding my new love.
glaube, hier ist was falsch.
What's the point in trying when I'm surrounded by base individuals, also forgettable, not what I'd call legendary material. I'm here for love, I should have seen. I want new love, but love doesn't want me. This isn't right, this isn't fun, so hear me now. I'm done. I'm done. Oh, I'm done.
All that? All that? And what comes of it? Nothing! No earth-shattering romance! Not a single Eurydice among the crowd. Not a one! How many times can one be expected to put their heart on the table in a single evening?
Oh, I don't think the mortals find it any easier. But they find new ways to keep trying, right? That's the important part.
Vielleicht.
I suppose you're right, even if I was hoping for more.
Yeah, rejection is rough.
And to have so many rejected by the great Orpheus in one night? I feel for them.
Sure. That too.
So, what comes next on our agenda? Guide the way.
I've never been in love. Not ever. So, maybe I'm not the best person to ask.
Ich glaube, ich weiß, wer noch
So
kann.
then, who is the best person to ask?
I don't know. Aphrodite? She always knows what's up.
No. No, the gods bequeathed me with one gift of love already. It would be unseemly to ask for another.
We haven't even tried any apps yet. There are like dozens.
And I suspect it will end the same way.
Er geht saufen. War das Geld?
I need a distraction. Surely one can be found here. Taverns used to be entertaining, after all.
Saufen. Ja, das stimmt auch. Wenn man so sehr versucht, die richtige Person zu finden, glaubst du meistens nie. Wenn man es am wenigsten erwartet, taucht sie auf. Deshalb einfach Zeit lassen. Ab.
What do the fates have in store for me if not a new love? Is there one among the patrons here to aid me with their wisdom? Back in the day, one couldn't swing a dead cat in a tavern without striking a philosopher or two. And then again, that's how you end up in a conversation with Socrates. And nobody wants that.
Oh my.
Oh.
What an intriguing specimen to discover in such squalor. Might you be in search of a little company?
Oh, man kann mit Medusa in eine Liebesbeziehung gehen. Geil. Nehm ich.
Am I? To think I'd written off the possibility of new love until I laid eyes upon you.
You tease me, bud. But Medusa has little tolerance for such cruel gapes these days.
Medusa? Here?
And why not here? Even in our day, such taverns were a refuge for the sad and weary.
Oh. You've had a day comparable to mine then, I take it.
A day, a month, a century. I've lost track, truth be told. It never ends for the likes of us. This is our lot, as the fates have decreed it.
It wasn't a cruel jest at your expense, by the way, when I mentioned the possibility of new love.
Oh? This despite knowing my unnatural appetites?
Well, an element of danger can add spice to any affair. I suppose I asked for this.
Eurydice, killed by a venomous snake, only to be replaced by venomous Medusa. Oh, what a rich irony that would be.
Yes, you've made your point. So, am I to believe that you've come to the same watering hole of despair as me purely by chance?
I might have asked the same of you. Here I pass unnoticed, spared the gawking of others, so I am a frequent patron as of late.
I imagine it is difficult. It has always felt like a strange and unusually cruel thing, your curse. Is there truly no way to reverse this condition? Must you remain this way to the ends of eternity?
If there is, I shall find it. Eventually.
Ja. Aber das wird jetzt interessant, die Liebesbeziehung zwischen den beiden. Oh.
Well, it could have been worse. At least you didn't end up like Scylla.
At least in the sea I could stay hidden. Perhaps Scylla is worthy of envy instead.
I don't know about that. Those heads, the teeth, ugh. Circe didn't hold back with that one.
The pig trick had its uses, at least.
Really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? I confess that I struggle to see how you could exist among mortals, Medusa. Is that not difficult, given your unique tastes?
Why, it is not difficult at all. In fact, I have been on a diet. Can you not tell? I have been good, truly. Only a little slip-up or two.
Don't you hate it when you accidentally eat somebody? It's always so awkward.
Well, you jest. But if that man did not wish to be eaten, he should not have knocked on my door, wearing his silly suit and tie, asking if I was familiar with his god. Me, who knows every god. The god.
Zeuge Jehovas. Ja. Zeugen Jehovas, die werden gefressen jetzt.
You speak to me with great familiarity, Medusa. Have we met before?
You do not remember how you evaded an untimely death by my hands?
Astonishingly, no.
I was utterly ravenous in those days, and you were an unexpected treat. One that walked right into my lair. Alas, before I could drink your life's wine, I was sent to sleep with your soothing lullabies. Oh, I can still hear it. What terrible rage I felt once I awoke. Through wit and song alone, you managed to evade your untimely death at my hands.
You're quite right. That does sound like me.
That honor would instead belong to those pesky Maenads. What a waste, to keep only the head. It is far too crunchy.
Aber dass die Leute nichts sagen, dass dort die Medusa so sitzt mit den Schlangen.
Last I heard, you'd become a servant to the very idol who cursed you. I'd offer my condolences, but Hermes suggested something happened to her?
After Lady Athena was exposed for her part in sweet Calliope's demise, the Muse administered her justice. She forgave Lady Athena. It was most unexpected.
A bigger person than most, I suppose.
I know not whether I would have such forgiveness in me. The chorus disbanded after the trial, and now, here we all are, scratching out a new existence under mortal scrutiny.
Ja, das stimmt schon, dass die normalen Menschen die Götter nicht sehen, also Idols nicht sehen können, weil sie nicht, aber wenn man denkt, dass sich der Welt gezeigt haben, aber vielleicht machen sie es immer wieder auch so, dass sie einfach keine Lust haben, sich den anderen zu zeigen. Man weiß nicht.
And now that you've been left to fend for yourself, haunting taverns such as this can't be your only business.
I was lost for a time. Refuge was offered in the reliquary, but it was not meant to be.
Yeah,
because you ate someone or something you shouldn't have, were I to guess.
Poor Sherbert. I think we could have grown to like each other. If only he hadn't been such a tiny, adorable sack of meat.
Yes, of course. And after you fled from there, what came next for hungry Medusa?
Oh, that is, how did the mortals say to put it? Classified. Yes.
I don't know what that means.
That's the idea. Oh, I'm so good at this.
I have a hard time believing you approached me just to relive the olden days. What is it that you want from me, Medusa?
I am oh so curious about your story. What brings you back to the mortal coil after so many centuries away?
If you must know, I have returned to discover what the fates have in store for me. I thought my story complete, my ending written, and yet it continues on. Alas, I have yet to discover the plot.
Ah, the envy. Oh, I can hardly stand it.
What are you talking about? I'm lost. I'm without love, without purpose. Who could desire such a thing?
Me. Not all of us can start over with such a clean slate.
Perhaps there is something to what you say. Coming back to life has been overwhelming, to say the least.
You see? You must look at it with new eyes. All doors are open to you now.
Where you see doors, I see only walls. How can I see it as you do?
You have been given a great gift, Orpheus, whether you realize it or not. Your story has ended, and now remains open to infinite possibility. Mine has trapped me, with no ending in sight.
It tut einem schon leid, ein bisschen.
Where I was walking along a narrow road. At the end I found a village where I made a home. The people didn't know my story, and no
so sorry. Always on the outside, looking in, I find an ending never ending. The gods know I've tried.
Ja, Medusa kann einem schon ein bisschen leid tun. Auf ewig verflucht.
So, Medusa didn't try to eat you? I heard she's been cutting back and everything, but...
She attempted to encourage me, I think.
That's good. I mean, it's better than the alternative, right? Oh. Hey, big guy. Where to next? If you're not, you know, looking for love, what do you want to do?
Musik. Oh, man kann auch mit Hermes eine Beziehung eingehen. Aber Medusa.
Oh, I'll think of something. I am brilliant, after all. All the great sagas agree on this fact.
Did they mention that you're very humble? Because you seem humble.
Several, yes. Now, let's see.
Ah, boy. I think I know where this one's going. Okay, so maybe a few of those sagas were wrong. I mean, that's not so terrible. You just need to give it time. Distract yourself, maybe. Oh, I know. Okay, so what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
Wer ist hier? Kannst du sie nicht retten?
Some might argue that retrieving my beloved from the underworld only to lose her at the last second due to my own foolishness was pretty bad.
Yes, perfect. You could write a song about that. No, really. Work on a song and it'll get your creative juices flowing, you know? When I'm making a new video,
It's Hermes.
Oh, oh, hi. Not all at once, please. That's my shirt. That tickles. Okay. One selfie, all right? Just one. Okay, maybe one more. Okay. That's fine. Good. Sorry, my fans can be a little...
Fame! A return to fame shall be my purpose. Tell them, Master Hermes. Tell them that the Bard of Ages has returned. Tell them he shall play to the crowds once again.
Okay.
Tell them that Orpheus's Back from the Dead tour has begun.
Nicht mein Shirt! Nicht mein Shirt!
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, how about one last song? Here's something a little more personal.
On a summer night, 'twas a viper's bite, took her out of sight. I followed, and I gave a show. We were free to go, and I climbed, and lo, she followed. But the queen, you see, played a trick on me.
Yeah.
Was swallowed down.
Mehr Power! Coole Show. Komm. Das war zu viel. Ups. Das ist ein bisschen zu viel gewesen.
Hey, now that was awesome! Again? Oh, man.
It was indeed a thing of awe. Just as I remember. Crowds chanting my name. Music that thrilled the soul. My every sense afire. Until the moment the curtain fell.
And?
And that's the thing. It's exactly as I remember. I have already taken this path. Hermes, I do not need to take it again.
Aber das Konzert war schon mega geil gewesen. Mit den Geigen, mit den Schlagzeug, Hörner. Das war schon geil. Das war schon sehr gut gemacht.
I know it's inconceivable to consider, but have I lost my touch? Has Orpheus, bard of legend and minstrel to the gods themselves, become impotent?
If so, I know a guy who has pills for that.
Perhaps the fates have simply decreed that a mortal man may only touch the sun once, if he dares at all. You said it yourself. A sequel is never as good as the original.
Lucky for you, I figured this might happen. Come on!
Go? Go where? There's nowhere for me to go, Hermes, and nothing for me left to do.
Yeah, there is. Come on, old timer. She's not gonna wait around all night.
Ja, man muss ja noch ein bisschen noch verstehen, sie das denn auch weiß. Der hat jahrhundertelang im Hades gelebt, jetzt wieder hoch und man muss ein bisschen dann klarkommen. Schafft man das, wieder von vorne anzufangen?
Huh. It's snowing. It's a lovely view. But why have you brought me all the way up here?
To meet me, I think.
Oh, Grace. Sie ist wieder da.
My, if it isn't Grace, last of the Muses, and Queen of the Underworld. It has been a long time, Your Majesty.
I guess it has. I kind of thought you'd...
Drifted off into the proverbial sunset? Succumbed to oblivion? I thought so too, but it seems it was not meant to be.
I guess that explains why you've returned from the dead. But not how. I thought that required a great sacrifice of some kind.
A price I paid long ago, or so Master Hermes recently informed me. Not that mortal life has brought me any solace.
Yeah, Hermes said you were feeling a bit lost. They thought that maybe I could help.
Oh, nah. That's an Apollo.
They think that, but you don't? I'm sensing a bit of hesitation.
Well, I guess I just don't think of myself as much of a problem solver.
You snatched the throne of the underworld without much difficulty. I'm willing to take that as a vote in your favor.
Das war einfach.
Nice view.
Wonders beyond imagining. Once I would have sworn only gods could live in such a place.
So, I'm not really sure where to begin with this.
How much do you know about me? Other than, of course, our delightful first meeting back in the underworld?
I know you wanted revenge on Persephone for helping Hades trick you.
More or less. It was my own fault, looking back at Eurydice, but then again, they both knew I would. Who could not?
And I know you were quite a musician back in the day. The equal of any muse, and possibly better.
That's quite the compliment.
Persephone said it, not me.
Ooh, an even greater compliment.
Yeah, don't get too full of yourself, Mr. Bard of the Ages. That's all I really know.
Ja, jetzt baut auch das Grundspiel auf. Du kannst sagen, das Spiel, sozusagen das Grundspiel mit den Entscheidungen machen, wie du willst, sozusagen Thron zerstören, oder man könnte auch sagen, Hogwarts als König lassen. Und das war auch interessant, was in dem DLC, was er hier machen würde.
So, if you know so little about me, Grace, why are you so eager to help?
Well, I felt a little bad after what happened.
Keeping me from a vengeance that I'd waited thousands of years to enact?
Yeah.
Truth be told, the vengeance was hollow. I welcomed oblivion, but it appears that oblivion was not ready to welcome me. Nevertheless, it's not your fault. You've no obligation to aid me. You must know that.
Sure, but if I can help, shouldn't I at least try?
I suspect most would answer that question with a no, but it appears you're not most people, are you? Tell me what you've been up to, Your Majesty. You haven't been back to the underworld often, I know that much.
Kinda shirking my duties, huh?
To tell the truth, there's not much to shirk. The mortal world is so much more enticing, yes?
I've been, touring, actually. Got my own band, gotta deal with a label, it's a whole thing.
Oh ho, so I'm speaking with a fellow entertainer, and a famous one at that.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that everyone knows I'm an idol. Adds to the mystique, they say. Lately, I don't know, it's almost too easy. Doing that while having the power of a muse. I should be happy at all the success, but...
Huh. Yes, this feeling I know very well.
Ja, als Musik kann sie einfach Lieder sozusagen aus Fingerschnippen so herstellen. Und das ist ein bisschen vielleicht zu leicht für sie. Vielleicht hätte sie was Schwereres.
Forgive me the observation, but it appears that you're at something of a crossroads of your own.
I guess I am, yeah.
No romance, then? No love of the ages to keep you occupied as you decide what to do next?
Oh, there's Apollo. He's wonderful, but if he says I'll support you whatever you want to do, Grace, one more time, I think I'll scream.
There are worse things than having the unwavering support of one you adore.
That's what I keep telling myself. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you and I are kind of in the same boat.
With one major difference. I lived my mortal life. You, despite being immortal, have yet to live even that much.
There is that. Still, you're probably as close as I'm gonna get to someone who will know what I'm going through.
So you coming here tonight was not entirely for my benefit? Not to fear, Grace. I'll keep your secret.
What's that?
I have to ask, did you come to the concert tonight?
Of course. I heard the Orpheus was appearing in concert. Who wouldn't want to go to that? I mean, it was incredible. The control you have when you play your instruments. I didn't think it was possible for a harp to rock.
Oh, stop. No, don't stop. I want to hear some more.
Shut up. You know how good you are.
Yes, I suppose that's part of the problem. I mastered my craft. I had my cheering crowds. None of this is new.
It doesn't matter that everything's changed. There are instruments, heck, countries that you've never even heard of.
True, but how different would it all be, really? No, I fear tonight was my last concert in the modern world.
Musik war geil.
So, here we are, Grace. How do we decide what to do next?
Tell me honestly, what made you want to come back?
I assumed my story had reached its completion. Cue the snickering by the chorus.
I'm sorry?
A theater joke. I suppose what I'm searching for is a proper ending.
Or the next chapter. I guess there's only one way to resolve this. I hope you're not too tired from your concert.
Orpheus? Too tired for a song? You must be joking.
Tell me what's the plan for you?
I'm just not inspired.
What's the thing we do to get this furnace fired?
Oh, I'm tired. Far too tired to choose.
Cue the muse. I'm what you could use.
I'm sick of every phrase of those tunes I sing. But when this rhythm plays,
your soul takes wing. Here's the thing, your world could use some breaking, raising stakes in the choices you'll be making. Are you open to it? There's something you might have missed, and that's that you now exist. You're out of the bell jar, you're mortal. Are you open to it? Are you open to it? To hunting a savage boar, to opening a general store, to drifting a sports car, to writing a memoir, to stalking a film star. Are you open to it?
I'm listening.
It's good you're keen.
But first, what's a film star mean?
Oh, an actor.
I'm stalking an actor.
Yeah.
I'm not open to it. You might have some boar to chase, but now is a foreign place.
It feels like you're barking. Come on now, be open to it.
This world is so strange to me, but much more importantly, letting go, living free, being arbitrary, that's a life on the surface, Grace. Give me one crucial role, give me one lofty goal, life must have a purpose, Grace. something profound.
It's more wrestling life to the ground.
Immortal life, am I too tired? Are my bones too used to be open to it? And is this mine? Is it too full? Is my soul too bruised to be open to it? To have so much resting on a single decision? An entire life?
I've been there. Big decisions are hard.
The fates have always decided for me.
Well, now you get to decide.
All through my history, someone has stabbed at me with an invisible sword. Is it some vengeance quest, something still unaddressed, some great disgrace I've ignored? Where's it stored? I want facts, I want dates. Hark, you fates, open up Hades' gates. It's time for some finding fault. Let's light up that great dark vault. I want wheres, I want whys. I'll know when the veil flies. The answer, the great prize. I'm open to it.
Wir sind wieder in Hades.
I know you said you wanted to go on an adventure, and that sounded really cool, but I didn't think you'd come back here.
My friend, I said I needed to go in search of my fate. I meant that literally.
Oh, you mean like the fates? Oh, wow. But how will you find them? How do you know they'll even want to talk to you?
Come now, Hermes. You sound just like all those naysayers who feared I'd never retrieve Eurydice from the underworld.
I mean, you never did.
But I almost did. I almost did the impossible without knowing what lay ahead. Even if I never find the fates, the journey itself will be worth the adventure.
I lived here 20 lifetimes, learned its shape and size. But Hermes, as I stand here now, I look with different eyes. Once they just sat here, 2 stones in my head. Now they're a living, shining set. I shall see the answer. Somewhere here it lies. For Hermes, as I stand here now, I look with different eyes. Oh, fates, prepare to feel my stare. Now I look with different eyes.
Dann wäre es durch den Hades wandern.
Well, fine, you win again.
Charon.
I miss Orpheus. He was fun. How about you, Charon? You ever wanted to go to the mortal world? I guess, actually, we need a pretty big glamour. You know, I used to be worried about you, me, Grace, and all the idols. Times were really looking rough. But now I think are gonna be all right. Another game? Oh, a different game. What, you worried I'm gonna beat you this time? All right, well, where do you store your games? Where do you store anything on this boat? You know what? Don't tell me. I think that I'm gonna buy you a console. No,
Yes.
not that one. that one's not a good one. But the one that I get you is going to be the superior one. You'll see. You'll love it.
PlayStation 5
We're gonna have so many
mit
games,
Riesenbildschirm.
and not even just single player ones. They're ones that you can play together. And I'm gonna beat you. Then you'll
Oder
get
eine
yours.
Switch.
I'm kidding.
Schon vorbei. Traurig. Ich dachte, es kommt mehr. Dass man vielleicht mit Medusa irgendwas machen kann. Das Ende war ein bisschen unbefriedigend gewesen. Ich dachte, es kommt ein bisschen mehr. Außer die werden noch vielleicht noch weitere DLC rausbringen. Ich dachte, so allgemein war es ein schönes DLC. Hat sehr viel Spaß gemacht. Die Lieder waren schön gewesen. Das Rockkonzert war geil. Ne, falschen Weg kann man hier eigentlich nicht wählen. Du kannst einfach nur ja, ein bisschen kurz, würde ich auch sagen. Weil ich glaube, das DLC kostet lass mich nicht lügen, ich glaube, ich habe 20 Euro, glaube ich. 15 oder 20, glaube ich. Bezahlt. Ich habe echt gedacht, das wäre ein bisschen länger. So, vielleicht 2 Stunden, 2,5 Stunden. Hätte ich eher gedacht. Meinte er ein bisschen mehr draus machen können aus dem DLC mit Off-Voice. Muss ich gut schauen. Warte mal kurz. Kann man ja gleich schauen. Wem? Zeig mir den Preis. Okay, sorry, 10 Euro. Nur 10 Euro. Habe ich bezahlt. Ja, trotzdem auch mit 10 Euro. Ich glaube, DLC ging vielleicht 1 Stunde. 1,5 ungefähr, glaube ich, schon ging das DLC. Aber ich finde, man hätte ein bisschen mehr rausmachen können. Aber so allgemein war schön gewesen. Neue Lieder, Off-Voice, das Speed Dating, das war lustig. Also das die mit den Katzenohren, das war einfach genial. Oder der Typ mit dem Goldstatuen, ja. Das war auf jeden Fall cool gewesen. Und jetzt warte ich, was die Zukunft bringt. Ob die neue DLCs rausbringen oder irgendwann im zweiten Teil vielleicht rausbringen aus Stray Gods. Mal schauen. Weil die haben auch nach einem Jahr auch das DLC rausgebracht. Obwohl ich dachte, die bringen nichts mehr raus. Ich bleibe dabei gespannt, was rauskommt. Weil solche Spiele gibt es eigentlich kaum auf Steam. Habe ich nicht wirklich gesehen, der so in die Richtung geht. Na. Aber das. Okay, diese Woche wird es noch nicht mit Dragon Age weitergehen. Weil das Wetter einfach zu warm. Ich werde einfach sowas etwas leichteres spielen. Morgen werde ich mal das Crash Bandicoot weitermachen, weil wir sind ja vor 3 Wochen, glaube ich, bei dem zweiten Teil so Mitte stehen geblieben. Ich will mal den zweiten und den dritten Teil beenden und vielleicht auch den vierten Teil, weil es alles für mich blind. Erstmal Crash Bandicoot und ich denke mal dann nächste Woche wird es dann auch weitergehen mit Dragon Age Inquisition. Ja, so ungefähr morgen am Donnerstag Crash Bandicoot und dann nächste Woche mit Dragon Age wird es dann weitergehen. Ja, so ungefähr in die Richtung. Aber wobei, das ist auch geil. Am 18. kommt ja das neue sozusagen Souls-like raus. Das Flint, was ich mal als Demo gespielt habe. Da war ja Lord Whiteblood dabei gewesen. Ja, Crash Bandicoot leicht, ja. Manche Level ja, am anderen Levels da denkst dir, na, wieso tue ich mir das an? Wieso? Achtzehnter oder? 16, 17. Am Donnerstag kommt das Spiel aus Flint. Vielleicht weiß man noch, Lord Whiteblood das Souls-like mit den Untoten und mit den Muskete und Schwert und mit der Katze. Na, das kommt doch am Donnerstag raus. Ja, muss ich mal gucken, was dann die anderen sagen, bevor ich es starte. Und das Spiel ist, wenn es vielleicht mich selber mal schauen. Das kommt auch am Donnerstag raus. Mal schauen. Ist da jemand live? Bevor ich ready. Oh, Livian ist noch da. Dann besuchen wir mal Livian. Gehen wir zum guten Livian. Wo bist du? Hier bist du. Gehen wir zu Livian. Und wir sehen uns dann morgen Abend mit Crash Bandicoot. Bis morgen. Tschüss.
Spiel.